Oh, hello there, and welcome to the Talisman Tavern, ya mighty patrons of the tavern. My name is Lord Zards, and I've turned into a pirate for some reason. Try not to swear now, I don't know why. But I'm joined by my friend Glenn One N. If you could say hi.
Hello there! This is Glenn One N from the Talisman Tavern. Yeah, how are you all doing? How are you doing, Sods?
I'm
Have a
doing
good day?
all right. I'm having a great day, amazing day. In fact, I've got a new setup. A new setup. It's great. Did you notice by how the camera's different? Yeah,
yeah.
I've got. Guess what, guys? I've been using a blimmin' arse plasma fucking balls to the walls, 65-inch monster behemoth of a TV for my setup this last year, or 2 years, or 3 years, long time. Anyways, I finally decided after breaking my neck, it was time to get something a bit smaller, a bit more condensed. It still looks nice. So I bought myself a new monitor, and voila, that is why the camera is now in a different location. So I'm here, not there, or there, or there.
Normally a little bit further down and a bit further back, but yeah, it's all good. Yeah, looks good. We also have in the chat, looks like we've got George. George has been chirping away in the lead up to the stream. So
this TV is appropriate for Talisman games. It is, George. I agree. However, it is not appropriate for the health benefit of my body. Which
that plasma. Oh god, must be getting a plasma tan.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, yeah. So that's cool. This is happening, and I look nice and bright here, which is great. How about you, Glenn? How's your day been going?
It's been going all right. Got plenty of work done in the morning, which is great. And then we were looking at potentially finishing off the edit, essentially, of the last video that we done or recorded. I recorded with 3 other players of Talisman. And unfortunately got a little bit bogged down, so couldn't finish it off the way that I wanted. So we decided, quite rightly, that we're going to be punching it out tomorrow at about 8:30. Going to premiere the final part of our Talisman and Taxes game that we had, which was premiered last night.
Some good
it was
stuff.
2 hours long, so it, you had to put some time aside for it, but it was so exciting. It was so much fun. And,
a lot of fun.
The game was only supposed to last 2 hours, as usual, for every single Talisman board game, but it went on for a little bit longer. How long? Well, you'll find out tomorrow.
Guess we're going to have to look forward to it, folks. Tomorrow is going to be a big game. There's going to be a lot of shit happening, a lot of stuff. I'm looking forward to it. If you haven't already checked out part 1, by the way, go check it out now. Or actually, not now. Watch the live stream first. Watch for the end. But after the live stream tonight, check it out. Yeah.
What I've done is, because I done a previously on kind of montage of what happened in the first part of that video. So if you don't mind, we can at some point, if you want to do it earlier rather than later, we can spool it up and we can watch it all together. So if you guys and girls out there haven't had the chance to watch the first the first video or first half of the video yet, Talisman Taxes, then you're going to get a 2-minute mainstreaming kind of what happened. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to watch it, don't worry about it. Just turn away. Turn the volume down. If you're looking forward to watching it maybe later on today or early tomorrow before the second part comes out, great. But if you want to see 2 minutes, which is basically just a teaser trailer, think of it as a teaser trailer. So you'll be able to enjoy it without it destroying your enjoyment of the game. Yeah,
that's a good way. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Even Thanos made an appearance at the end. Yes, you're right, George. Yeah.
You're right. Spoilers.
If you're in chat and you're lurking, don't worry about it. We don't mind some lurkers, but we've got George here who is Tal Priest. So if you see him chirping away in chat, at least you'll know how we know him, which is through his name, George. So every now and again I might accidentally call him Tal Priest, though, because who knows? We just get a little bit forgetful.
It's just fun. It's just fun sometimes. You know?
Yeah. Also, we've got more videos to react to as well. One of them, a review on the Nemesis expansion. Looking forward to having a look at that with you. And also, another 5th edition board game, physical board game review, an updated review from Board Game Bollocks. So that's a bit of fun. Everything that they do at Board Game Bollocks is amazing. So we love watching that kind of stuff.
Bollocks, we love it.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be a bit of fun, and he'll be able to give us maybe some insights that you haven't thought about before about Talisman, because that's the main reason why we like doing it. We like learning about what other people or how other people see Talisman.
Exactly. I was just going to say, learning how other people see Talisman, very important. It's good to know where Talisman is, where it's going, where it's been, how other people see that. It's all important. To the preservation of Talisman.
For the preservation of, historic preservation of Talisman, the board game. What do you want to do? Do you want to spool up that
That's it.
merchants game that we got, Talisman and Taxes? This is, this is, like I said, this is just a little teaser trailer for what happens yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't watched it, just think of it like that.
Yeah.
But if you're looking forward to seeing it tomorrow, this is just a quick reminder of what you watched or what you've missed so far. Yeah? You want to do it?
Let's do it. Let me just pause the music here. There we go. Oh, and by the way, folks, if you haven't already, and if you look at the top right corner there, or top left corner, sorry, subscribe to Glowin N, his own personal channel. He's got lots of cool things on there, including Blood of the Clock Tower and Engineering Principles 101. So.
Don't expect too much by way of Talisman on there, though, unfortunately.
Now, you mostly see him here, folks, so don't worry about it. But hey, show him some love, give him some support. It's good stuff. All right, let's play this video. Let's do it.
Previously on the Talisman Tavern.
I've entered the mountains.
We're in the end game now.
Dude, are you serious? Game's almost over. Oh my god.
There it is.
The only person who can stop you now is probably Phil, because he's the only one with the might and the menace to do it. I want to be able to draw a spell. Oh, God, stupid spell. Look at you go. Hello. Hello. Oh my god. Oh my god. Huh? I have a teleport.
That's amazing.
Let's go out in style. Come on, Clive. Beat me up. This was the only way to stop this from happening.
Yeah, you had to do this, but you failed spectacularly.
I think I deserve a good punch in the face for that, to be fair. Come on, Lord Soul. I believe in you. Let's change everything.
We rolled a 2.
That changes everything.
Why would you die? Why did you go and die in the desert?
I'm coming at you. You can kill me with the bow. You can literally end my life right now. End it. End it!
What are you waiting for?
What's going on now?
Whoa.
Being taken on by the leprechaun now.
No way. This is crazy. Are you really? This is huge.
Whoa. This is so good.
Oh no, it's 14v14.
Yeah.
No, leprechaun.
I am inevitable.
Oh no!
Damn.
Iron Man.
Nice. There you go, folks. Oh. Stop. Get back to you in a second. Wow. What do you think to that, folks? That was cool.
Yeah, tell us what you think. Yeah, like I said, it's just literally a distilled version of what we watched last night. So in preparation for the second part.
It's all good fun. Please check out the whole video, folks, because Glenn put a lot of love and labor into a lot of that video, and it's a good beginning. There's obviously you got hints of the ending there or ending of that bit. But there's a lot of cool moments in between as well. So if you want to watch the full thing, it's on the channel. Check it out. It's good fun, as all Talisman games are.
Yeah. Our longest game yet, so that's the reason why we had to break it into two. We really wanted to premiere it. The game, even though it went on for so long, it obviously, when you see it, you'll see that basically it was just jam packed full of action, pretty much all the way from start to finish, lots of fun. And the second part is pretty much the same
thing.
Roller coaster ride.
Well, George is saying he's seen it 1.5 times already.
Oh, nice one. Well done, George. You're basically giving us all of the analytics we need, all the watch time hours. Yeah.
George, have you got it on 10 different computers at home? I mean, that's cool.
It's like a Talisman farm.
You love very much. That's good to hear, mate. Glad that you're having fun with it. We're going to keep having fun with it as well, Talisman, all the good shenanigans, as we've mentioned already. I quite enjoy that game.
Well, we've got to get some...
just because of how you actually had what's his name, Clive. Clive was actually playing very smartly, and there's a few games you played where you played with some smart people, but I think that was a brand new player that you'd not really come across before, if I remember correct. And he immediately was playing smart, but was also chatting to you, giving you the finger. And
he wasn't used to my shenanigans, but towards the end of the first video, the video that was showed screen last night, and also during the second part, he becomes a little bit more clued in on my tactics and what I'm doing. So he becomes a little bit harder to wind up and cause distress to as the game goes on. But all characters selected have strong abilities gathering gold. Yeah, you're absolutely right, George. That's essentially why we did it. It was a game which was originally designed to be played by one of the players there called Son of a Clive. He had this idea that he wanted to play a game of Talisman where everybody was a merchant. And he went onto the Nomad Discord with this idea. Nobody said anything, but I dropped in and said, yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd never played with Clive before. And I said, let me just do some research. And all I'd done was I played a couple of games against 3 and 4 AIs who were all merchants. And even though it was absolutely crazy fun, it was also crazy frustrating because it felt like the game would go on forever. The merchants just kept on landing on each other. It was just basically it was just a squabble of thieves landing on each other, trading items, picking up items, landing on each other. And I'm like, I was getting a headache towards the end. So I decided to go back to Clive with a slightly a different idea. Said I'd like to host it, but we can only have one type of a character. And I gave out, I think, 6 different kind of gold collecting characters for people to choose from. And hence, why I ended up with the pirate. But also we had the gambler, we obviously had the merchant, and we had the leprechaun, which was really, all of them really, really good. I think arguably the pirate was probably the least, was the weakest of the gold utilizers in that game. But still, I had a lot of fun. So, and you'll see what happens at the end, no doubt. Do I get my comeuppance? You'd have thought so. You'd have bloody hope so, wouldn't you? Bloody hope that I'd get my comeuppance, wouldn't
bloody
you?
well thought so, eh? Bloody well thought so.
Yeah.
Spoilers. And, everyone gets their comeuppance.
Everyone does. Yeah. Everyone does. I think actually there's a little sneaky peek into the second film at the end of the first film. So, yeah, you can, if you want to know a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow in the film, all you got to do is there's a little snippet. It's basically like what you just saw there. Instead of saying previously, it says next time on Talisman Tavern.
Tavern.
Yeah. And some craziness happens. So,
Some craziness, me. Craziness.
so what do you want to do? Do you want to go into the next video, or have you got any other news for us?
Well, the only other news I can speak of, folks, is I've got another monitor coming. So, yeah, I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a 2-monitor setup. It's gonna be good. It's gonna have a second screen, so I might be able to play with some camera angles. I'm probably gonna move this camera around and see which one works best. I mean, I like this one at the moment, but we'll experiment, see what happens. So it's gonna be some new creative opportunities for me, not necessarily for you folks, but for me this is great. And possibly Glenn as well. He'll get some enjoyment out of it, I hope, or he'll just be like, whatever. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, probably be like that. Yeah, because I'm on my laptop, which I carry around, hold on to everywhere, and hopefully it's last me out for another 6 months or so before I reinvest some of this money I'm burning by doing all these video edits.
Dude, you're doing a terrific job at the moment. You're doing great.
So are you?
Yeah, doing terrific job. I'll tell you what. Do you think things would have gone just as well on the old machine you had, or would it have gone worse?
It would have been worse.
The
other machine was only just able to do what we needed it to do. So I had a big old clear out over the weekend, stole out several gigabytes of extra space, cleaned it all down, removed some apps that were slugging the laptop down a bit, and now I'm back to able and quite happily editing videos again, so which I'm really happy about. And also we can do live streaming now, and the games are all at a reasonable speed, so I'm really happy about it. Yeah, it's looking good.
Fantastic. Well, you know what, Glenn? I think shall we get another? I think we've got a video on.
Yeah. Let's do the not the board game bollocks one. Let's do the Talisman Nemesis one. Let's save the board game bollocks one for later, after we've had a couple of points.
Yeah, I've had a couple bollocks. You know, nice.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so this is a Talisman Nemesis Call of the Hunt expansion review by Always Bored, Never Boring. So make sure you subscribe like I just did there. You see, I lead by example, folks. So yeah, make sure you always subscribe.
Why did it unsubscribe us? I was subscribed to it. I'm pretty certain I was already subscribed because I think
it might be connected to my Lord's Odds channel. That could be why.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I'm leading by example, folks. So make sure you hover over this little guy in the corner and you hit subscribe and you stay subscribed. Support these people.
Yeah. Every single video we say it time and time again. Every single video that we do a little reaction to. We've watched several of their videos before. Maybe if they've sent out some videos of Talisman, I normally do a quick little kind of 2 or 3 minute check at the beginning to make sure it's not too poo, so you're not going to get too bored with it. And if it all looks good, then we normally push the button on and say, yeah, let's just watch this. Sometimes it's for the first time. Sometimes for me, it's the second time. But all of these channels, we always suggest, we are pretty much mostly going to be seeing quite a lot of the video. Not going to miss much of it out. You never know. We might miss off the end. Sometimes we miss the end off. So you need to go out there, find these channels out, subscribe to them, like, comment on their videos, show them some love. Tell them where you come from if you like. That would be lovely. Tell them that you come from the Talisman Tavern. You were just watching it and thought it was fun.
Where did you go?
And so Always Bored, Never Boring has quite a lot of subscribers, if I remember correctly. 25,000 subscribers. Does a lot of board games, and has a particular penchant for Talisman and Hero Quest, which is what we all love to see. Hopefully this is his first Nemesis Call of the Hunt review, I believe. He might have done an unboxing, which has no spoilers. I don't think this has got any spoilers. It might have, I can't remember. Actually, hopefully he'll tell us if it's got spoilers or not. And you can close your eyes if you don't really want to see them. So yeah, we liked his other videos. This should be just as good.
Well, let's check it out then, folks. Let's hear it. Nice.
Ooh.
Hello
Okay.
and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. It feels like ages ago that I first reported on Talisman Nemesis Call of the Hunt, the newest expansion for Avalon Hill's reboot of Talisman the Magical Quest game. But
Cool.
finally, my copy has arrived. I am so darned excited about this, but before we dive into the contents, there are a few things
Has yours
to be
arrived yet?
aware of. Firstly,
Has
Call of
mine
the Hunt is
arrived?
the second
Well, shall I give you a sneak peek?
Let's have a look, mate. He's not even opened it.
Oh, I've not opened it. I've got ideas for it. I've got ideas for it, folks. I've got ideas. So it's why it's not opened yet.
Maybe we'll... Nice.
There we go. But yes, I do have it. I have got a copy. I haven't opened it because I would like to do something with its current state first. So, which I will not spoil anymore.
Cool.
Talisman expansion.
Okay.
The previous one, Talisman Alliance's Fate Beckons, introduced a campaign of linked adventures for cooperative play. This one introduces one versus many gameplay. That is, one person will play the Nemesis, while 2 to 5 other players cooperate to take them down. And that does mean, unlike the core game and Fate Beckons, the player count
You
for
have to have
Nemesis is
3.
3 to 6, rather than 2 to 6.
You
Of
can
course,
play
if you are
2.
happy to juggle several characters at once, you could do that.
There
The
you go.
second thing
Yeah.
to be aware of is Call of the Hunt presents a narrative 3-part campaign with the contents of parts 2 and 3 concealed within boxes. These boxes hold 2 large miniatures, 1 small miniature, and the various cards and tokens necessary to play.
I have to say, my own personal opinion here, they didn't need to do that. I really don't think they needed to do that. It's like, they're just missions, like hiding it away. The only reason why you would hide it away is if there was a story which was unfolding and it had quite a lot of meaning to it. The narrative was strong.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't think it's too harsh of me to say, or too spoilery of me to say, that that really doesn't. They have tried to string these missions, these trials together in a narrative. You're just gonna have to trust me that that's probably the weakest part of it. Really, you could have done these in any order, apart from the fact that the trials are slightly different sort of levels of a complexity or difficulty. Difficulty. So yeah, what's it? What George says this is concealment counts only for legacy games. Yes, you got it. George is like reading my mind. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that they did the concealing. They just want, because I'll tell you what it does. It goes against it in a way. It goes against the game because now there's a lot of people who complain about spoilers and it doesn't get shared as far, widely, and as fast as you would want it for a brand new bloody board game. If the board game was meant, it's because it's not really a legacy game, because you can't change the board state from one game to the next game, apart from new cards in the deck. But as you saw in Alliances, you got new cards. But did it change the game significantly? No. You didn't change the board state. It's not a true legacy game. So therefore, the boxes are kind of pointless in my mind. But there you go.
Yeah. The boxes are there. You only have boxes there if you're really intending, as you said, hide something meaningful. So if there's new figurines, new characters, that kind of thing, like that's really cool stuff, you know. But to be honest, a lot of people would just say, you know what, just give me the characters up front. The game
give
Talisman.
it up front. I don't see why you. Why you would do that. I mean, I can see why, because they wanted it to be. They wanted you get the feeling of the first person to open it, but it never works out that way. Not everyone gets the blinking boxes on the same day.
But how many people care about that as well? That's the other thing too. Like, okay, you're trying to create this kind of legendary thing around your miniatures in a box, but how many, like, when people buy the game, they're just gonna be like, fuck the trials. I'll just take the character and then just play it. Like, play the character.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Carry on.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, concealment counts only for legacy games. Yeah. That's what George's saying.
Yeah. Let's carry on, mate.
Let's carry on.
Yeah.
This is the same format Avalon Hill used for Fate Beckons, and I'm not entirely sure why they are doing it. But it does mean this expansion is a little harder to review than it might
Pre-watch!
be, because I am avoiding spoilers today.
I did.
However,
I
I will be
forgot
making
he
a separate
even talked about this, to be fair. Completely forgot he said anything about it. Yeah.
follow-up video where I will be opening the boxes and talking more about the structure of the campaign. For now,
fine. So, no
let's
spoilers
see what
today.
I can talk about. The good news is we get a new hero character, the Huntress. The bad news is, this is the only new hero in the box. The Huntress miniature is well detailed, but I would have liked to see a bit more movement in the pose. She is just a bit too stoic, more like a gunslinger than a hunter. She has a neutral alignment, 4 strength, 3 craft, 1 gold, 2 fate, and 4 life. She starts in the forest, as you might expect, and if she rolls the dice in the forest on the roll of a 1, 2, or 3, she does not lose a life. She has an excellent way to mitigate poor dice rolls for movement without spending precious fate tokens. If she ever moves into a space with an animal enemy or animal villain, she can choose to immediately end her movement to encounter that animal. This can really help her to level up quickly because she also has an ability that lets her trade in an animal trophy of any value to instantly gain 1 strength or 1 craft. Bump into a few boars or gorillas early on, and the Huntress is going to quickly outpace other heroes. While you don't have to use the Huntress when playing Call of the Hunt, she is obviously a good thematic choice for the campaign, and because you encounter more animals than normal while playing this expansion, it makes sense not to leave her on the bench. The story goes that the land beyond the Portal of Power has become a dangerous wilderness, making it almost impossible to reach the Crown of Command. One night, the heroes have vivid dreams of the legendary Lady of the Hunt, who seeks champions to hunt the beasts of chaos that are plaguing the land. This prologue leads directly into the first trial, where the chosen heroes all begin in the Tavern. Their first trial is to destroy the mighty boar warlord, the beastly piggy represented by an awesome large miniature. I think this is an absolutely superb miniature with loads of great detail.
Looks cool, doesn't it?
It is on a 50mm long oval base. Unfortunately, the boar is immune to damage until the heroes have destroyed sacred sites throughout the land. There are up to 4 of these depending on the number of heroes in the game, and you simply have to attack the sites with strength or craft, score.
Yeah, we discussed all of the rules for Nemesis on our live stream. Our introduction, or let's talk about Talisman Nemesis edition, where we spent about an hour, almost hour and a half, talking about my experiences playing the game, suggestions on how to get the best out of it, and what to expect. So he's going to do our hour and a half in about 14 minutes by the looks of it.
Your craft, scoring 9 or more to remove them from the game. So it's simple enough. Destroy the sites, then beat up the big pig. The twist here, of course, is one of your friends is in control of that big pig, and they aren't going to wait around for you to get things done. Setting up the first trial is a little fiddly. You start by laying out the board as normal, but the inner region is replaced with a new inner region overlay filled with woodlands where you simply draw adventure cards.
Nice.
And note, these are woodlands, not woods, for any elf players out there who are about to get funny ideas. This board is double-sided, with the reverse showing a fade domain. This side can be used in regular games of Talisman to change up the board layout.
Yeah, that's cool.
Really nice
I love that.
But
Can we talk about that for a moment? That they include an extra inner region template, which is the Feywild, basically.
Crown of Command space. Yeah. Feywild.
It's so cool.
I can't wait to play it. I'm hoping that maybe we can get to, because we're going and playing a couple of games of Talisman Nemesis with Paul Grogan from Gaming Rules. Check out his YouTube channel. We're doing that in early December.
So we're
so we're going to be doing it live on stream, not digital version, actual in real life, full analog board game. So, which is going to be cool. I'm hoping that we've got enough time to play 2, but I doubt it, knowing the timing. But maybe we can put a bit of pressure on him to do 2 of them. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe we're also going to be joined by John New, so maybe he'll stick
John
around
New's coming down. This is going to be cool.
Maybe he'll maybe he'll stick around and play a game
Yeah.
with us, and we can get a little bit of video of it ourselves rather than going
Absolutely, 100%.
online. So, yeah. It's cool.
Unlike boards that introduce new regions in previous versions of Talisman, like the City and the Dungeon, the Fey Domain does not introduce a fully explorable region with a new deck of thematic adventure cards. Instead, you get a new set of inner region challenges similar to those you would encounter on the main board. One space to watch out for here is the Basilisk's Hollow, where there is a chance to die for real. Your hero is removed from the game, and you have to start from scratch.
Oh,
Not die for real. This is only character death. You don't actually turn to stone, but yeah.
but if you can see it right there, folks. If you look on the screen right now, it says 2 to 3. You are turned to stone. See alternate rules for fatality on page 29 and select a new character. So literally, if you roll 2 or 3, you're dead, buddy. You're gone.
You're gone. Yeah,
You're out. Yeah.
What's
That's crazy that they decided, you know what, we're going to take a 4th edition rule for this tile when you roll a 2 or 3. That's cool. That's really cool.
That's basically what it is. Yeah, real death. George says, let's hope the camera being adjusted appropriately for your live board game to be seen better. Yeah. If you've watched Paul's gaming rules before, I think he has a big wide action shot, but also he has some zoomed in action shots as well. So hopefully, I don't know whether we're going to be able to get our cameras out and start videoing at the same time or just taking pictures, but hopefully we'll be able to get a few pictures and send them out into our YouTube channel.
It'd be nice to get some
game.
proper recordings going. Absolutely.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That's old school Talisman right there. Also, I think it's interesting to note that the Fey Dragon has 1 fate point that she will use to reroll her dice the first time she is defeated. After that, should they choose to, other players can spend one of their own fate points to refresh the dragon's fate point, giving players more opportunities to slow down the leader while they race to catch up.
Wow, that's
when
so
setting
cool.
up the first call of the hunt trial, you will need to remove some spells and adventure cards from your core set decks. You then add in new spells and adventure cards from the expansion. Be aware that of the 9 new spell cards here, one of which is a duplicate, 8 can be used in your regular games of Talisman. Only the Lure spell can't, as it interacts with villains, which are a specific type of enemy from this expansion. The new adventure cards you add into the deck are specific to this campaign. There are 5 Trial Rush cards, which are seeded into the top 16 cards of the deck, along with a talisman. These represent the adversary's minions and trigger a special rush ability. In the case of the Boar Warlord, this ability lets the adversary move one of their villains up to 3 spaces. The last new adventure card is the Final Encounter, which is placed roughly in the middle of the adventure deck. If it turns up before the heroes have destroyed all the sacred sites, they instantly lose. If they have destroyed all the sacred sites, it triggers a final boss battle. In this manner, a Call of the Hunt adventure will never outstay its welcome. There are 5 other adventure cards for the first trial.
However, there is a caveat to that.
Go on.
Well, do you remember in the Alliances game, we worked out fairly early the way to beat the game, or the way to get a better chance of winning, is to put the game on ice a little bit. Don't draw cards, yeah? Well, when I played it, the team who I played against, one of the players, his name is Graham, worked out that as soon as you get to that final encounter, obviously because he understands the rules, the game is over. So he instigated the other players not drawing many cards. So we didn't even get very near to that card at all. They just got really lucky on their card pools, and what stuff they did, they killed a lot of villains. So they played the game incredibly well. As a result, they did beat me as the nemesis, which was quite cool. But I did have to roll some really, really bad situational dice for that to happen. But the game ended quite quickly as a result, because I went for blood very early and just got caught out in a really silly, a silly set of circumstances.
Circumstance.
So when Always Bored, Never Boring says that the game never overstays its welcome, well, you can engineer it to last a lot longer than usual. than a usual Nemesis game. Not longer than a usual Talisman game, but longer than a usual Nemesis game.
Yeah.
And that is by just avoiding picking up the adventure decks as much as you possibly can.
It's good to know. That's good. That's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cool.
But they are placed on the board at the start of the game. These are the sacred sites and a pathway. All 5 of these cards can be mixed in with your other adventure cards for regular games of Talisman if you wish. When beginning the first trial, heroes are set up at the Tavern, where all good adventures start. And as with Fate Beckons, they put all of their fate points into a collective pool that any hero can draw from. However, heroes can only use 1 fate per turn between the whole group, so this is where a lot of the cooperation comes from. Players can also cooperate by trading objects and gold when they encounter each other on a space.
Unfortunately, I think he's wrong there, because I had the same problem in interpreting the rules of Nemesis when I first got Nemesis and I started reading the rulebook, because I found something in the rulebook which said exactly what this fella just said. Said you can only use 1 fate point from the fate pool per 1 fate point per turn, which suggests 1 round, round of players' turns. It suggests that. And in fact, actually, Talisman Alliances uses exactly the same wording. But it's not true, because we went back to the designer of Nemesis and said, is that the case? And they said, no. I said, no, you get 1 fate point per turn each character. Each character's turn, not each round of character turns.
Right. Okay.
So it's not quite as bad as it's been made out here. I'm hoping I got what they said right. I'm assuming I got it right. But what he seems to be suggesting is what 2 people who've played Nemesis, who I connected with, actually one of them, Dwayne, who has it, who's played it. They were using the same rule as what was suggested just a moment ago. And I told them I think it was wrong. I didn't think it was right that what they were doing. And then we checked and we found out that they were doing it wrong. So,
but the more you know.
By combining their strength or craft values during fights where multiple heroes are present.
Yeah,
the heroes
George,
also
they
have
made it
access
a little
to
bit
2
harder.
really interesting perks. During setup, they will each choose a companion animal. There are only 6. I would have loved to have seen a few more, but they are really fun. The companions start off at level 1, bestowing a simple bonus to the hero, and they can increase to level 3, unlocking new abilities at each level. These abilities are cumulative and they are all awesome. My favourite companion, well, you can probably guess. The good news is, these companions can also be used in your regular games of Talisman, and I do think they're neat, even if sometimes the abilities they grant a hero don't make a lot of thematic sense. The second perk available to heroes are boons. In each round after the first...
Just got another chatter. Welcome, Vladimir, to the Talisman Tavern. I think I recognise your username. I don't know if you've been here before. But yeah, Vladimir says, every game we find out that we have played an aspect of the game wrong every single time. Yeah, that's interesting that you should say that. I think basically the first few times that you play, you do tend to do that. But does that mean that, are you talking about strictly about Nemesis? Are you talking about Talisman as a whole? Because if you're talking about Talisman as a whole, yeah, that's possible, because there's a lot of rules going on. People do tend to house rule stuff or make a few mistakes every now and again, but it's not so bad. But Nemesis itself, if it's Nemesis itself, and yeah, there was some ambiguity in some of those rules as a whole, mostly 4th with all the expansions. Yeah.
Mostly 4th with all the expansions.
In the heat of the moment, Vladimir, most people will be making mistakes. Yeah.
George says house rules implemented. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's good of you to admit openly to that, Vladimir. I don't think enough people do, because we do. We get rules wrong all the time. And in fact, actually, in last night's game, which was aired as a premiere on Talisman Digital 4th edition game, at the very end of that video, I actually start talking to one of the players. Well, actually, not at the no, sorry. This is the video which is going to be released tomorrow. Sorry. At the end of the video, I start talking to them about what happened during the game. Because I was actually trying to console a little bit because some really crazy stuff, really crazy shit happened. And because I don't want to give any spoilers away about what happened. But during the process of me talking to him about it, I realized when I was editing the video, I was wrong. I was wrong about a rule. But the game didn't change because it's a digital game, so you can't change it. It is what it is. But I come up with an alternative which might not have been quite so harsh if certain things would have happened. But then while I was editing the video, I realized those certain things were impossible, would never have happened. That happens sometimes. I'll talk about it tomorrow, actually, when we do the premiere.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Let's carry on with the video, folks.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
First, the heroes draw cards equal to one less than the number of hero characters in play and distribute them as they wish. However, heroes can only take one boon at a time, and they must discard the boon at the end of their turn, even if they don't use it. So
that was a rule that I got wrong for the first few rounds of Nemesis. So talking about what Vladimir was saying, you guys get one rule wrong. On this Nemesis, I left the other players to read the card, and because I didn't read all of those boon cards, I saw one or two of them, and the two that I saw said you must return the card at the end of your turn, whether you used it or not. I didn't think all of the cards had that on, so I assumed that the other players were reading all of it. Every single card gets returned, every single one, and they remind. And what happened was during the game, for about the first 10 rounds, they were holding on to those boons. But I did say to them, you can only ever have one. So they were holding on to the really juicy good ones, which was obviously in part of the game. You can't do that. Yeah. You can't do that in this game.
There's no reason not to use them. A boon is a one-time benefit, such as adding one to your movement roll, looking at the top adventure card, or gaining strength, craft, or life. You can also use these boons in regular games, but they work slightly differently. You create a tableau of 3 face-up boons,
very situational.
And at the start of a player's turn, they can take one of the cards and then draw a replacement. My biggest complaint with boons is the extra fiddliness. Players are constantly drawing from the deck, and the small deck needs to be reshuffled all the time. Also, because you are always getting fresh boons and you can't keep them between turns, you can't use them strategically. Players will end up spamming them every turn, regardless of what's going on.
He's right.
I would rather have seen them more thoughtfully incorporated to create more decision points for players. Perhaps even making them something you had to purchase from the tableau using a fate token. At this point, the heroes are ready for adventure, but the Nemesis still needs to prepare. They will take a set of 7 standard action cards and a set of 7 action cards for their specific adversary. These are shuffled together to create a draw deck, and the Nemesis player takes...
Yeah, sorry to keep on stopping the video. Vladimir's just come up with a question saying it's Vladimir's first time seeing anything from the Nemesis. So, welcome to Nemesis, the expansion. Call of the Hunt, I think it's called. I wonder what expansions it is close to in fiddliness. I assume the Dragons expansion. That's a really, really interesting question. Right, so a lot of the fiddliness is to do with the drawing and replenishing of cards. So yeah, I would say actually you're probably on the money there with Dragons. Maybe
Harbinger. It could be also a good contender for that as well.
It could be.
Because in Harbinger, you replace the actual tiles with new locations, and obviously in the physical
Harbinger
game,
would be a contender for that. Yeah,
in the physical game, you got the cards for that. Obviously, we play digital, so we don't really have to worry about it. But in physical, you got to place the cards, and then if you're moving things about, the cards might get knocked off the table or something. You know.
Yeah.
That can be annoying. So.
Yeah, it is you get into the routine quite quick. I have to say, in this game, it is not that complicated, but it is fiddly. Yeah, it does. I mean, it's worth mentioning. This is why Always Bored, Never Boring mentioned it, because they realized that this is a big change from the normal game. We either play Harbinger or Dragons because it gets messy and physical. Nemesis looks a little bit like this messiness. It is a bit messy, I have to say. It is.
3. They have a maximum hand limit of 8. Additionally, the Nemesis will get fate tokens that can be used to re-roll any dice, including those.
So
rolled
even the
for
Nemesis
enemies
gets
on the
fate,
adventure
even the bad
cards.
guy.
The Nemesis player takes the last turn in the round, except in 5 or 6 player games when they will get 2 turns in each round. On
That's
their
even more
turn,
messiness,
they
by the
can
way.
take a number of actions based on the number of players. While they always have access to some basic actions like moving the adversary, the most powerful options come from playing the cards from their hand.
Yes.
Often, the Nemesis will want to summon villain characters to sacred sites. These are the adversary's most powerful allies, and they are represented by tokens. I have
Boring
to say,
tokens.
that is a little disappointing. I think these could
There you
have
go.
easily been cardboard standees to give them a bit more table presence.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
the
That'd be
design
nice.
of these villains doesn't take advantage of the benefits tokens provide. For example, the Boar Warlord has a special ability that lets him increase the strength and craft of one villain by 2. This can only be done to each villain once, so why aren't the tokens double-sided, so you could flip
Exactly.
them over to show more powerful stats?
That's
on the
exactly what I
reverse?
said during the game
Anyway,
as well.
that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. The Nemesis performs actions, trying to kill the heroes. At the end of their turn, they draw from 1 to 3 cards, depending on where they are on the board, and then play continues. The Nemesis has their own win conditions, which vary by trial. For the Boar Warlord, they must kill 3 heroes. And I have to say, for the most
Tokens
part,
are
I
ridiculous.
like the way this all hinges together. The Nemesis
mate.
player isn't an afterthought. They get some crunchy decisions to make as they juggle
Yeah,
their limited
it's
actions
it's
and the
good being a
cards in
Nemesis.
their
It's fun.
hand. Meanwhile, the ticking time bomb of the final encounter card halfway down the adventure deck is going to keep everything moving along at a good clip. So, now we get down to the nitty gritty. I
Here we
paid
go.
£30 for this expansion. Do I think it's value for money? Ugh, I don't know. I sort of hate this question because value is so subjective, but because of the nature of Call of the Hunt, I do think it's worth drilling into a bit. I do think this expansion is interesting because it introduces a new way of playing Talisman. That means at this point we have 3 distinct play styles available: competitive, cooperative, and 1 versus many. That really opens up the Talisman experience, catering
PvE.
for different game groups and making Talisman more appealing to a wider audience. The included campaign does only include 3 trials, so you could potentially complete it in 3 sessions if the heroes win each time. But the campaign is easy to reset to play again, and the nature of Talisman means adventures are quite replayable, as it is the cards you draw that shape the experience. In that regard, you do get some decent value out of the 1 versus many gameplay. Additionally, the expansion does include 5 new miniatures, 3 of which are large. So if you
Yeah, a couple of little comments there in the chat. Vladimir says kill 3 players. Was that Hazar, is it? Or ain't hard if you're standing smack down the dessert. Not entirely sure. That looks a little bit like a word salad there. Can you
Kill 3 players ain't hard if you are standing smack down in the desert. Maybe if you got maybe if you got like an item that allows you to survive the desert, that's possibly how you can do that.
Yeah.
Get people to
Yeah.
come in to fight you.
Yeah.
Talpriest says, I wonder why they never printed legendary decks for 4th edition. Well, I think at that point, Talpriest or George, they had finished development of the physical edition of Talisman, and the next 3 expansions, or the last 3, were purely digital by Nomad Games on their digital version of the game. And I suppose in that time they decided to make legendary versions of the deck as well, which seems to be their own thing, their own kind of flavor to the game. Which, if you've been paying attention to 5th edition, whether much, then you know that you can make your own custom decks in 5th edition, which again is a Nomad exclusive feature for the digital edition. So yes, they seem to have some free reign on how you can play the game. From the sounds of it.
Yeah, true that.
you are a painter, or if you are always looking out for more plastic to throw into games of D&D and other miniatures agnostic systems, there's that. However, if you are only looking at Call of the Hunt as a way to expand the classic Talisman experience, I think you're going to be disappointed. The new
I
central
agree.
board overlay is a really solid addition to the set that does add some much needed variety to the standard board. But otherwise, you are only getting one new character, a handful of new spells and adventure cards, the boons and companions, and, without giving too much away, a plastic miniature that can be used to replace one of the tokens in the core game. I always remember opening 2nd edition Talisman sets and delighting at the new adventures inside. A thick stack of new encounters and brand new heroes. You just aren't getting that with Call of the Hunt. I think at least one more hero would have gone a long way.
Vladimir says, I am in the process of physicalizing Realm of Souls. I love the mechanics, but it becomes unnecessary for 5th. Oh, very nice. Oh, my God. Are you posting that up on anywhere? Are you posting that up on Talisman Islands, Vladimir? Is that what you're doing, mate? If you are, then you got to let us know. Shove the link out towards us. I don't know how you're going to get the link over to us. But
Absolutely,
if you want our Facebook, if you want our, well, if you put it on Talisman Islands, we'll see it anyway because we see that every single day.
Everywhere, basically. Everywhere, basically. Yeah, absolutely. But definitely
it'd be good to see.
Definitely shove that out there because there's a lot of people who want to see custom content from the Talisman community. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So definitely do that. Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder how would you do the being in the Realm of Souls part, because obviously you get a nice new deck of cards, but in the actual game it gets all the colors get changed. So I'm guessing you must have two figures for, one as a ghost or specter and the other one's the real one. I don't know. Well, Vladimir, you might have to tell us how to do that. Might do. The assets are available on Talisman Island. They are available, but I will definitely throw it in the Nomad Discord. Yeah. Or if you want our Discord as well, I'd love to see it on our Discord as well. That'd be great. Yeah, if you're not in the Talisman Taverns Discord, then by God, get on there. Show us what you got.
God, man. My God.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you
But
got.
overall, I like this expansion. I like that it's tried to do something different within Talisman's framework, and the new material you do get is good. Next time though, I am hoping for a more traditional Talisman expansion. One with a new region to expand the main board, and lots of new heroes to go adventuring with. And that is it from me for now. Please consider joining me next time.
No, we're doing
when I will be
alliances too.
spoiling all the secret contents in this expansion for those who would rather know what they are paying for before they make a purchase.
Okay, looks like we're going to get
and
another
one more
video
thing.
at some point.
Fans of Talisman need to make sure they grab a copy of the November issue of White Dwarf magazine, which comes out later this month. It includes a mini expansion, including a board overlay and solo rules. Obviously, I will be covering it here on the channel.
This is going to be amazing.
Don't forget to share your comments, and as always, if you like the video,
get your order in for that White Dwarf now, mate.
If you really like the video,
they're going to go like
subscribe if you
hotcakes.
don't already do so, and hopefully, I will see you all again.
Has that gone live yet?
Bye-bye, everyone.
No.
Bye-bye.
No, it's not out yet.
And that's on Talisman Realm. You have to find it to order it, right?
No. White Dwarf.
White
Go to
Dwarf.
a
Sorry,
Warhammer
White
shop.
Dwarf. Go to White Dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so hang on, we'll get to this in a second. That was pretty cool. I like that. I like that review. That was great. As always, very calming voice. Kind of says it. Gets very detailed into it. With the game, what did you reckon to his opinions, his thoughts on that?
Oh, his opinions on these things are always really cool and spot on, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, maybe there's a small problem with one of the rules that he talked about, but to be honest with you, if you read the rules, that's essentially what they suggest. I would not blame anyone for making that mistake, but I did check it up with the designer, and even though it reads the way that they say it reads, and it does sound like it isn't. Because same way of saying that is actually in the alliances as well.
Well, I've yet to play it myself, so I'm not going to draw any conclusions just yet until I actually have a go myself at the game as well.
Someone new, someone new in the chat.
We've got someone new, yeah. Jamie Way. How's it going, bud? You're new to Talisman yourself. You only got the digital edition recently. Well, congrats, mate. Well done. Enjoying it so far. Lots of fun. Is that the 5th or 4th edition? Because 4th edition is free on Steam at the moment. So definitely play that one if you've got a Steam account.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, mate. Oh,
Welcome back to the channel.
Whoa. Before we move on to that, the only reason why I've loaded this one up for us, guys, is because when I hate it when it does that. It keeps trying to play. The only reason that I'm showing you this is because when we saw the image of the boar, the wild boar figurine in the Nemesis expansion, as you saw in that review, there is a monster from this film called Princess Mononoke. Great film, by the way, by Studio Ghibli. But there was a monster at the beginning of this film which reminded me, when I saw that boar, reminded me of this. I don't know if it's going to reveal the form at the end. We'll turn it down a bit, but we'll just watch this little clip.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, sorry, folks, that just freaked you out there. But go check it out. Check out the film if you haven't seen it. It's a good one.
La Princess Mononoke.
Oh, we got a couple. We got a couple people talking. Toad Gaming, yeah, absolutely. Toad Gaming. Ladir says, if it just wants you to roll a 1, don't even try to fate it. It'll roll a 1. No, not in 5th. There is an option in 5th which you can enable, which will ensure that when you re-roll, you do not get the same roll. Unfortunately, that is not in 4th edition. So play 5th if that is what you prefer to play with. See it as an adventure, different each time. Sometimes Vladimir, not always. Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, mate, before we crack on with the bollocks interview, I want to refill my pint, if that's all right. Refill my drink.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, go for it. Get your refill your tinny, and So this is So what they did in 5th edition, obviously digital, because can't do that in real life. Well, you can do. If you do a re-roll, you can actually say, if you roll the same number again, you can re-roll it. You could do that. You could house rule that. But in a digital version, that allows you to switch on a little option, which if you ever use or intend to use or use a fate on a re-roll, if you switch this little switch on, it will never roll the same number again. And the reason why they did that was because people were complaining vociferously about the fact that they felt like the RNG, the random number generator, was being really unfair. It always felt like it was rolling the same number constantly. I played a game recently where pretty much most of my dice rolls on my re-rolls were the same number. It just so happens it wasn't 1, it was 1, 2, 6, 5. So, well, sorry, no re-rolls on 5s or 6s, but it was 1s and 2s mainly. Yeah, but re-rolling those dice rolls, it adds, or re-roll those dice rolls and not getting the same result adds quite an interesting additional tactic in Talisman 5th edition that you don't get in 4th edition. I hope they might add it to 4th edition at some point. That would be really, really fun. 4th is so unfair, and the AI is out to get you, Vladimir. That's what you were saying. Yeah, it does. The AI is quite harsh, I would say. It really is quite harsh. As soon as you have something that it wants, it will hunt you down. If it thinks it can beat you or get close to beating you, it'll hunt you down. What else? I don't mind it, honestly, part of the game. Yep, that's Jamie, I guess, answering somebody else's question. And George is saying, in real life, is possible to get the same role. Not too bad. Yeah. Not if you get Luna. No, you're right. Yep, there's lots of ways. Oh, well, I've always thought of the winning strategy for Talisman, because it's such a random game. There's so many random card pulls, random spell pulls, random dice rolls, random characters, random events and that kind of stuff, that the way that you win is, or the way that you can win more often than not, is to reduce the unpredictability as much as you possibly can. Find ways of reducing the unpredictability. Don't take as many, only take risks when you absolutely have to.
So, folks, a great way to think about it is imagine Talisman as a game, an RNG game, a random number generator, right? You roll the dice, which is a random number. You move as a result of that dice, and you pull a card, which is technically a random number generated, but it's already been shuffled, right, when you first start the game, right? So you've got a sequence of numbers, which you could sort of think of as adventure cards in a way. The point is, if you have to kind of weave into that RNG when you feel it's necessary to do so, and you have to avoid it when you feel it's necessary to do so. And if you can find a nice balance of that, usually your games will result in less suffering than before. I think is a good way of saying it.
But you'll always suffer, nevertheless. There'll always be a certain length of time of suffering. If you watched the last live stream, then you'd have seen poor old Zod suffering for about 8 or 9 rounds in the temple. So that would have been yeah. I don't know if any of you see the last live stream we did where we played that game. That was crazy. Was that the one? It was at the birthday party one, wasn't it?
It was, yes, it was the birthday party one. We were celebrating Talisman's birthday, and Talisman thought it'd be really funny to put me in the temple for 9 rounds as a slave.
Yeah.
Just when I was on the cusp of winning the game, mind you, I was about to go ahead and win it, and the game decided, no, game's over for you, mate. Let someone else win it, you dingus. You little shit.
It was pretty mental. Right, should we get this board game bollocks video on the go, and then once we've done that and talked about that, I can go for a leak, and then we can talk about some other stuff if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. It sounds. Yeah. We're gonna have a fun time, folks. We're enjoying our beers. It's a Wednesday. We're just chilling out. It's all good. Let's move on to this bollocks. This video bollocks. What's going on? Okay, let's do it. Hang on. Just pause there. There we go. Oh, by the way, folks, again, as always, if you haven't already subscribed to Board Game Bollocks, do it. Subscribe. I'm leading by example, folks. Do you see that? I just subscribed to him. Amazing. Make sure you do so, folks. Everyone we feature on our reaction videos, you have to subscribe. That's a rule of a tavern. You have to sub to them. No exceptions.
Yeah, absolutely. Get on over there. Sub to them. He's definitely worth subbing, to be honest with you. He's very, very funny. Vladimir says, what do you guys think about banned characters, the Alchemist and the Warlock? On the one hand, I understand it. On the other hand, RNG again, which is part of the game. Yeah, it's a strange one. Like, there's a lot of banned characters. Some people like to ban the Dark Cultist as well, to be fair. There's there's a whole is it Devil's Minion? There's another whole bunch of characters where people just don't like seeing them in their digital games. It's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind when people put a bans in. I very rarely put a ban in. Main reason is I think that if so for example, the Alchemist is not as powerful. Yeah, Doomsayer. That's it, the Doomsayer, Vladimir. That was the one I was thinking.
There's banned characters? Yes, there are banned characters. Now, I mean, are they banned from the game? No, you can still go ahead and play them if you really want to. You have your own game for that. But usually when you're playing with the online Talisman community, there'll be some people who will set the rules and be like, yeah, we're not playing the Leprechaun, or we're not playing the Prophetess, or we're not playing this character. And the reason why is because there are a couple of characters where in certain endings and certain scenarios, they are just too powerful. And people don't want to play against someone who's playing a character who's obviously going to win the game, unless they're absolutely stupid and don't know how to play the character. It's not going to be a fun time for everyone else. We've seen examples of that on the channel. Even before we started our channel, we've seen examples of that. In fact, recently, our Halloween episode, where featuring Slinky and Shrub, great content creators, by the way, check them out. But we played with them for a Halloween special. And for 5th edition, again, because you got the custom decks, Glenn set up a Halloween-themed deck with lots of like ghosts and ghoulies and spirits and things. And what we didn't realize until it was too late was that the priest character from the base game was the perfect character to play in that scenario. And what happened one of the player characters, which we drew a set of 3 characters. One of them drew the priest character. And it was basically over before it began, pretty much. We all agreed. Yeah, check it out on our channel if you want to watch that. It's our Halloween special, so give it a watch. It's good fun.
Yeah, so they're not actually banned. No, the Alchemist is the Alchemist is OP, but do you know what? I've had some bad games with the Alchemist before, so weirdly. Mainly without the city. If the city's not there, it's not as much fun. You can still have fun, but if you get the city, then you could do all kinds of craziness. So yeah, well, we found out that when you play a merchant Merchant's Guild ending on 4th edition with the city, and the merchant is playing that, the merchant is OP. So you could get so much gold so quickly as the merchant, and you're normally way ahead of everybody else. So yeah, the first part of that obviously dropped yesterday. Second part will be dropping tomorrow. So yeah.
By the way, folks, before we carry on, I'm going to drop a link because it seems like we've got a couple of you who are new. So I'm going to share you a link to the Tavern Discord in the chat. So here it is. There we go. It's only going to be active for, I think, about an hour. It's a temporary link. We'll send another one out at the end of the stream. But definitely jump on there if you want to follow more of what we're doing, because we are actually planning very soon in the near future to host some games with the community, actually get engaged. That'll be on the Nomad Games server and also on our own server as well. And if you're a newbie, if you're new to the game and you want to learn from the experts, so to speak, from the pros, we'll be organizing those sessions in the coming weeks and days. So keep your eyes out.
That's a bit of news that we really haven't shared.
Is it? It's a YouTube link. What? Oh, I got the... That's really weird. Okay, hang on a second. Why is that happening?
Oh, that's the link for the Monoka video.
Whoops. I don't know why that happened. Okay, let's change that, folks. Sorry about that. It must have... yeah, there we go. That's the actual Discord link there.
There it is. Yeah. Actually, we'll save that little bit of news with Nomads until after we watch this video, but it's quite exciting. We're going to be working a little bit closer with Discord. We'll save the actual meat and potatoes of that after this video, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that'd be a good time to talk about it. I'm pretty excited for this video. Actually, full disclosure, I have pre-watched this, so I kind of know this is going to be a secondary reaction, an in-depth reaction, if you will, to the video.
Cool.
Hello. Back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews. Don't do unboxings. We have done like one playthrough in the last 18 months, I think. But today we're going to be talking about a roll and move game. We're going to be talking about a venerable game. We're going to be talking about Talisman, the 5th edition. And in this game, you will be moving your character around a board. You'll be trying to improve your strength and craft that will help you get into the inner region to take on the Crown of Command and win the game. So in this video, we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules, telling you what we do like, what we don't like. And we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Talisman 5th edition is worth your time and bother today and in the future. So if you're new here, consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all of that YouTube bullshit. We'll see you after this.
Yeah, George, we play, you know that, we play loads of games like that where we have just one particular type of character. It's always fun.
Bollocks.
So, Talisman 5th edition. How'd you play this game? So Talisman 5th edition is the 5th edition of this long-running series. Yeah, this game first appeared back in 1981. I did play the first edition, and for its time, it was a bit of a revelation. Yeah, it moved on from games like Dungeon, and it tried to bridge a gap between simple pool games that were available and
Dungeon. I heard about
D&D sort of more accessible, right? So
yeah, Dungeon.
Talisman 5th
there is a game.
edition,
There's a board game called Dungeon.
Host of characters. You've got the prophetess, you've got the dwarf, you have got the warrior, all the usual, the wizard. You're going to take your character card, and you'll see that you have got 2 different attributes. You've got strength and you've got craft, right? Strength is a physical ability, craft is a mental ability. You'll also see that you have a certain number of life points, a number of fate points, and you
no worries, bud.
Start with gold.
Yeah, best of luck with that exam. Hopefully you do well. And
law school, you're doing lore. Oh man,
Very
Crazy.
cool. Yeah. So nice. So we'll
well
definitely
paid
hook up with
when
you
you
in a
get
game
into it.
sometime soon.
Yep.
Cheers, Vlad.
Yeah, no worries. But
Also
take it
see that
easy.
each character has a special ability. So, for instance, the dwarf will not roll in certain areas. I think it's like it's crags or something like that, or the hills or something. You'll place your miniature in the starting area, and off you go. So on your turn, you will roll a die. You'll move that number of spaces clockwise or anti-clockwise, and then you'll do what it says on the space you land on, right? So there's usually two options here, unless you've progressed into the game. There's cards that you've got to deal with first, right? So you're either going to draw an adventure card and resolve it. This could take the form of a battle. There could be a place or an event, and you resolve it. You may or may not get some sort of reward.
Yeah, well, pretty
or you
standard
may get
with
some
you,
sort
innit?
of penalty, right? The other form of encounter that you're going to get on a space is you're going to roll a die, and you'll look at the little chart on the thing, and you'll do what it says. So, for instance, if you go to the Mystic, you roll a die, and I think you might get turned into a toad or something like that. Yeah. If you get turned into a toad, you'll take
Not
the
the
character
Mystic,
off the
no.
board, put a toad marker down, and you'll take the toad character sheet, and this means that you're basically nerfed for the next round. Yeah. So you've also got fate tokens that you can use. This basically allows you to re-roll one die if you are not happy with the result. You can do this as many times as you've got fate tokens if you like, but if you choose to stop spending fate tokens, then you have to take the result that you
Or
roll.
move
Yeah.
up
So
to
at some
1 to
point in
6
the game,
spaces
you will decide
without
that
rolling
you've
the
buffed
dice.
up enough, and you'll
Using
try
fate.
to move into the
Yeah.
middle region. You'll have to
Well-
go to the Sentinel space here, or you'll have to build a raft. If you choose to go to the Sentinel space, you'll have to do over the Sentinel, which has got 9 strength. The way that battles work is you will roll a die, you'll add your strength and the strength from any objects you've got. So if you've got a sword, for instance, you'll add 1 to your die roll. Then you'll roll a die for the
Damn.
enemy, and then whoever's got the highest strength will win the battle. If you don't win the battle, you'll lose a life point, and the enemy will usually stay in the space waiting for another hapless victim. But if you do beat them, you'll take the card as a trophy, not the Sentinel because he's on the board all the time, yeah, but you'll take ordinary enemies as a trophy, and you'll be able to trade these in by adding up strength of the enemies that you are handing in, and if it goes above your strength, you'll increase your strength by 1, yeah. So at some point when you've been messing about in the middle region, you will want to go into the inner region, yeah. You'll have to go to
absolutely.
the portal of power here. You have to do what's basically a skill check to ensure that you have got enough strength and craft to deal with the fuckers in the inner region, yeah. Once you're in the inner region, you'll only be able to move 1 space. Some nasty bastards
Deal
in
with
here,
the
like the
fuckers in
vampire
the middle
and
region.
the werewolf and that. But eventually you will manage to get round to the space, to the plains of peril.
No, you don't. Fuck, you go to the Valley of Fire. For fuck's sake.
In which case you'll have to have a talisman. If you ain't got a fucking talisman, you're going to be toasted like a Pop-Tart from Donald Trump's larder, right? But if you have got a talisman, you'll move to the Crown of Command. In the old version, you would be able to eliminate your opponents. I think in this version, you just get to the Crown of Command, do over the dragon, who's got 10 strength, I think, or was it 11 strength? And if you do that, then you will win the game of Talisman 5th edition. So do we like a Talisman 5th edition?
What do we like?
What do we
So
like
the
to see
first
it?
thing that we quite like about Talisman
Is that
5th
what Brits
edition
speak-
is the fate tokens are a bit of a godsend, really. I think back to all the previous editions I played. I didn't play the 4th edition, but I did play the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd edition. And one of the pains in the arse.
Yeah, he skipped the 4th edition, buddy, obviously.
Yeah,
So-
oh man, it's interesting. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't touch the 4th edition because I've been out for ages. Well, also, that was a big. I feel like that was a big Talisman revival. Do you feel like that was a big Talisman?
It's massive. Yeah, it was massive. It's like the most expansions. It's the one which done the most for it, I believe. I mean, obviously, apart from starting it all off was. I never played the 3rd edition, so. I was just not playing board games during the years that it was released. So
I was even born then. So
there you go.
Yeah. 4th
But there you
edition
go.
was
So
my
he's-
first edition of Talisman.
So, yeah, so he's pouring over the fact that you've got fate points, and he loves fate points, and they were all introduced into the 4th edition. So missed out on that one.
George
But,
says
yeah,
he
we
skipped
agree.
on the best one. George's
Yeah, he
opinion.
did. Well, I think he did, but I mean, it is again as a matter of your own personal preference. This guy is definitely a Talisman veteran. It's just missing
Yeah.
the 4th edition seems quite shocking, but still, it's good to know because that will definitely color his review and opinion on 5th edition, won't it? So.
Yeah. I mean, man, I do want to see him tackle 4th. I do actually want to see that. I'm not saying he actually has to go out and buy the bloody 4th edition and all the expansions because I mean nowadays it's just like ridiculous how expensive it is. But hey, if I'm sure he knows someone, he must know someone in his board game circle who has 4th edition and most, if not all, of the expansions. He's got to give that a try. I really recommend he does give that a try if he can, because he might. At least it would just give him some retrospective on some of the decisions they made for fifth, and why they made those decisions. Again, not to say that they're great decisions. Some of them are fine. Some of them are not so fine, but you understand the reasoning at least. So.
Was that once you rolled the die, that was it, and you ended up going backwards and forwards until you got on the space that you wanted about 10 billion turns later. Yeah. In this one, you can re-roll a die for whatever reason you want. So if you haven't got to the space that you want to, at least you've got the option of using a fate token to try and change your trajectory. Yeah. You can also do this in battles. If you're getting your ass kicked by a goblin, for instance, you can maybe turn the tide in the battle. Yeah. So the fate tokens are a fantastic addition. They definitely improve the game immeasurably. And if I ever go back to my previous editions, third edition probably being my favourite, then I will definitely add fate tokens into that game, right?
His favourite's
we really like about this.
So he likes the
Warhammer
Warhammer
on all of the artwork. Yeah, if you look at the character cards, they are fantastic. Like the Prophetess looks really fucking scary. Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. You look back to the older editions, I'm not saying they were crap. Yeah, they were of their time. I think it was Russ Nicholson illustrated this one, and it's got a early 80s fighting fantasy type of charm there, right? But obviously, actually, it might have been Gary Shaw. Can't remember. I'll have to have a look at that. But as we've progressed through the decades, this has probably got the best artwork that we have seen in a Talisman game, and that's really what you'd expect in it. In the new edition, you'd expect it to be improved, and it has. So the final thing that we quite like about this is that the toad is no longer a fucking death sentence. Yeah, you're only going to be the toad for one round. You don't lose anything. You just become a fucking wart-ridden amphibian for one round, and you can't really do much in that round. So it might be the difference between winning and losing, but it's not definitely going to be the difference between winning and losing. But it's still a real pain in the arse. If you become a toad, everyone else is laughing at you. You pull out a toad token, you feel like
okay, I'm not going to mention too much
isn't
about that.
Permanent. It's not going to solve the game. It's just a bit of an inconvenience.
Guys, sorry guys, we should have mentioned spoilers, but spoilers. Yeah, just skip it. Good, nice. Cool. We just gloss over that bit, folks. Forget about it. Don't worry. Forget you never saw it.
I know some people are going to get a little bit upset about it, but only because they're I think they're probably looking inside of the community a little bit more closer, but I don't think anyone's really going to be that annoyed. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say things like that because some people are really, really, there's a lot of emphasis put on things like spoiler material. So, yeah. It was just something which, by the looks of it, Board Game Bollocks did. They just showed off a couple of miniatures, which are actually hidden away in sealed boxes in the 2 expansion sets. So the thing is, I think you'd have to be to have been living under a rock for the last year not to know that was going to happen. So.
Jamie says, "Would they know it's a spoiler?" Yeah. So if you don't know about it, you're probably just thinking, "Oh, okay." There's some cool toad figures there. That looks nice. They must be from the base game, I assume. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, nice. We know what those figurines are, and it is spoilers if you know what it is. For everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, Nomad could have incorporated a house rule for toad duration in 4th edition digital. Yeah, absolutely. You could have. I'm sure it'd be pretty easy to do that. You could just have a toad duration. Could you imagine if you set it to 10 turns?
Oh yeah, then you could just fight toads. I always thought that a nice mission or ending would be that, like at daytime your character, but nighttime everyone's a toad. Which would be quite cool. So that would be a game of survival, if you can imagine.
Yes. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. God.
Van Winkle, when I cracked this open and played this with my daughter the first time, it went on for fucking ages, and instead of just coming back from the dead, you don't actually die in this. You're just defeated, so you just keep going. And it went on so long, I just decided to die, and when my daughter died, that was the end of the game. Yeah. If we played it by the rules, it would have gone on for fucking ages, and there's some things in there that are a real pain in the arse. You can get into the middle or the inner region, and if you're unlucky with a die roll, you just be transported back out into the outer region, and that's a fucking pain in the arse, because all the rafts might be out of the deck. Other players might have bought the rafts in the shop, right? I suppose you could go and beat out the Sentinel because you should be powerful enough to beat him, but it's a pain in the backside just having a go, doing a snakes and ladders type thing.
No.
Fucking ladder again.
Okay, look, he has got a point. He's got a point. You know, if your strategy is to get a raft and get across, and people bought up all the axes or taken all the rafts in the adventure deck, then sure, fine, fair enough. That's annoying. But the thing is, what 5th edition actually gives you more options for getting into the middle. You've got the caverns, so if you roll a 3 or a 6, you're in the middle region by just that, which is cool. Yeah. If you go to the tavern, you got 2 gold. You can pay the ferryman to take you. That's cool. If you draw the port of power, what am I talking about? Not the port of power. If you draw just the standard portal from the adventure deck,
magic portal,
magic portal, you have an opportunity to get into the middle as well.
Yeah.
There's opportunities other than just getting a raft or fighting the sentinel. There are opportunities there.
Yeah. Maybe he's not looked enough at it. Maybe it's just a bit of a quick little update review on Talisman 5th edition.
Oh, Dwayne says if you're lucky, the guide helps you bypass the sentinel as well. Exactly,
yeah, and the guide,
exactly.
And the guide as well,
Yeah, that's a good point, Dwayne. Well done for pointing that out. Yeah, absolutely. So you see, you got items, you got followers who can help you as well. Jamie says, can't you just use an axe? Well, exactly. You can use an axe to create a raft and get across the river. However, it has to be in the deck. Has to be the deck, or you have to be able to buy it from the village for 2 gold pieces. But there is a limited
3.
Yeah, there's only 3 axes in the deck. So if all the other players have bought the axes and you're in no position to get the axes from them because you're not strong enough, then you kind of you can't use that strategy. So you've got to find another way, basically.
Yeah, so they haven't really fixed a lot of the major issues. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's to appease the fan base that have been playing this since year dot. But I've been playing this since year dot.
When we watch these, obviously these reviews of Talisman 5th edition, we know Talisman 5th edition inside and out. The only reason why we watch these is just to get our juices flowing and creative juices flowing on what it is that we like about 5th edition. And also it's really interesting to see another
once you've been
board
through this a
gamer
few times, then
talk
you've
about
seen
it
everything
from their own
if you pick up the
perspective,
expansions, you're going to see
and
the
it makes
cards
it
that you
interesting
haven't
content
seen
for us.
because it asks you to pull them out the fucking deck, right? So there's not really enough content to warrant a 5th edition. I know this is a Avalon Hill / Hasbro mock-up, so I'm assuming that they're trying to sell you other expansions in the future. But the problem is, the first 2 expansions don't really add any additional content for this. Yeah, it's a cooperative variant, and then there's a 1 versus all variant, and it gives you a couple of cards, and that's it. So there's not nearly enough content in this box to keep you coming back to it for any amount of time, right? So the final thing that we don't really like about Talisman is that
that's another reason why he should play 4th, because if you play 4th with all the expansions, then he would be like, well, actually, yeah, like, guys, you may as well just play 4th. If you want expansions that expand on the core game and don't try and introduce new stuff, that's going to majorly change how you play it. Play 4th edition.
Yeah, and avoid things like dragons and harbinger and that sort of stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Edition largely feels like a cheap version, yeah? This uses the same card stock as Hero Quest. That felt cheap. Betrayal, House on the Hill felt cheap. It's got that horrible thing card stock with the sort of glossy crap on it. And whilst the artwork is absolutely fantastic, I don't know, there's just something pound shoppy about it, you know what I mean? The board isn't like a proper board. It's one of those horrible mass market boards that have got was it a divot in it so that you could fold the board? It's just annoying that they didn't go all out and produce a fantastic version, even though the components, the miniatures in it are better than the standees from the original. I know the
miniatures are amazing.
Citadel miniatures in there, which was by far and away the best, yeah. But they really need to start pulling their finger out with the expansions, yeah. The first expansion for this, the Alliances one, was fucking dog shit. The second one wasn't too bad. The 1 versus all, a little bit better. But what people want to
he doesn't like cooperative.
The next expansion is more content, yeah. They want more adventure cards. So Hasbro, if you want,
maybe he does like cooperative games, but he didn't like the way they did it
into a fucking room. Instead of just trying to work out new variants, try and come up with some new content for this that you can add in that keeps the game balanced, yeah? I know it's hard work, I know it's a lazy option going for alternative variants, yeah, but that's what people want. They want to have variety. In a randomised game like this, where you're just going to be seeing what happens, you've got to have more fucking cards in the box here, more than 100 fucking cards. Don't
I
be
agree with him.
cheapskate buggers and give the fans what they want, yeah? So to summarise, it's Talisman 5th edition, worth your time and bother today and in the future.
To summarise.
Well, that largely depends on whether you played Talisman before or not. If you haven't played Talisman and you are interested in this is going to be the version you're going to get, yeah? Because all the other versions are fucking out of print, yeah? But if you've got the money, go for the 3rd edition. It's by far and away the best version. But is Talisman worth playing today? Yeah, it is worth playing. I'd still have a good laugh with this. I'm not a big fan of the game in the sense that it's a fulfilling experience. It's just something I'll pull out with my daughter and play a few rounds of it for a few hours and then just say, look, we've had enough. Did anyone win? No, they didn't. Who gives a shit? But the fact that Talisman doesn't have a 5th edition at all tells you how many issues this game has had in the past. Have they all been fixed? No, they fucking haven't, yeah. But they did do their best without upsetting the ageing Luddites. Visually, the game is stunning, yeah. There's some fantastic artwork. I mean, the prophetess looks fucking scary with those eggs in her eyes, right? And the addition of the fate tokens alleviates the frustration of older versions. However, the game is still painfully long. And suffers from
George.
Yeah.
3rd edition, best laughing face. You're gonna start a war, mate. What you doing?
We were trying to get oh god, we were trying to get a few people, a few other YouTubers to play the 3rd edition on the Tabletop Simulator, and we haven't really chased them up. We asked them a good several months ago, and they said, "Yeah, but it's going to have to happen later in the year," and we just haven't got round to chasing them back.
No, we haven't got round to it. We'd love to play the other editions of the game because again, Tabletop Simulator. If you can't find the physical games, or you don't have people to play with, Tabletop Simulator, great game. Pick that up on Steam. You can play Talisman. Pretty much all the main editions that people care about. So 2nd edition, 3rd edition, and 4th edition. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh. Someone asked, Jamie said, are the editions all different? They can be different. They are different in certain ways. So 1st and 2nd edition are very similar to each other. 2nd edition just kind of updated some of the artwork, made a few little expansions. But 2nd edition was the edition that introduced the expansions for the base game. Then you had 3rd edition, which was very much like during the Warhammer period in the 90s. So they did change a lot of the rulings and things like that. Some people like it, other people don't like it. It's very subjective.
Characters, massively character change. Yeah.
Huge character changes. 4th edition tries to return back to 2nd edition, but it keeps the fate mechanic that 3rd edition introduced and changes it to what we now...
4th edition introduced it. 4th edition introduced
Oh, sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Was there a fate thing in 3rd?
He said not. So I didn't hear that they 3rd. I thought 3rd edition had a fate mechanic in it. I actually thought it did, but he says it isn't. It hasn't. So
yeah. Okay. Well, maybe there was some kind of fate sort of thing going on in 3rd, which then got changed in 4th, and which is how we know it today.
Maybe.
Which is the 4th and 5th edition. 5th edition is basically just an updated 4th edition. It's like a reskin. That's the best way to think of it.
Yeah, so 5th is an updated 4th. 4th is an updated 2nd, and 2nd is basically the natural progression of the 1st. So you are basically playing what would be as close to the 1st
modern
edition as
2nd
possible.
edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Modernized 2nd edition, yeah. Whereas the 3rd edition, I'm assuming it's very, very similar, but I know looking at the characters and the character sheets, there's a lot going on there. Very different from what I'm used to. But same sort of spell deck cards, same sort of adventure deck cards, the mules in there, that kind of stuff. All the stuff that you'd expect to see. So, yeah. Oh, let's finish him off. Let's finish him off. The poor geezer.
It's just 100 adventure cards, which simply isn't enough in this day and age. Talisman is like smelling your own farts. Pleasurable for those that do, but a heinous experience for those around you. If you must play Talisman, then this is the best version, say for the 3rd edition. But truth be told, they have dodged the age-old problems with this game and still incorporated them into this box, which is a pain in the arse. So there you go. That is Talisman 5th edition. Remember, if you're nowhere, please consider subscribing to this channel. If you're not nowhere, then fuck off and eat an Eccles cake. We'll see you next time.
Nice. Well, don't follow him. If you are new to his channel, don't F off and eat an Eccles cake.
Yeah, don't. Actually give him a subscribe. Check him out. He's great. He's a bit blunt, but hey, look, he's great. He's great. That is the appeal, folks. So if you like that, check him out. It's a good video. Oh, stop! Don't you dare! Right, it's a good video. He raises a lot of the pain points that I think a lot of fans of Talisman have had for quite a while. Would you agree, Glenn?
Yeah, if you can be a fan and not a fan of Talisman. Sometimes you can just take it or leave it. Sometimes it's just part of your childhood and just want to play it because it's just board gaming history. Warhammer board gaming history. I know that the rules are aging, and the fact that they didn't really take it to the next level for the 5th edition is a little bit disappointing. But if you look at it from their point of view, they're just trying to keep the old game alive as long as possible with making enough changes just to make it worthwhile a new purchase. Which obviously is going to be tough. It's going the only way they're going to get people to move, all the new people will be moving on to 5th edition. No one's going to suddenly go, oh, wait a minute, I want to spend £500 on a dragon expansion or whatever for the 4th edition, are they? So they're going to be spending 30 quid on a 5th edition box and get started. So, yeah, that's going to become the 1st edition for a lot of people growing up now. But yeah, I'll keep hold of my 4th edition for now, I think. I actually quite like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, folks, I don't know if you can see there behind me, but I've got my 4th edition collection. Actually, oh my goodness! I've just what? Okay, hang on. There you go. Can you see that, folks? All of that there. That's all 4th edition. That is right there. I haven't actually got all of the 4th edition expansions because I unfortunately did not buy the game early enough where it's still in print, where it's still at a decent price nowadays, because it's now out of print. It's expensive to buy. There's some expansions as well, like the City, the Reaper, all that stuff. Very popular, but also very expensive, so it's a bit hard to find. They've been out for the longest as well. Glenn over here has been a lucky geezer. He got his boxes in when they were still just about in print, so he didn't have too much trouble getting all of the expansions.
Nah. I started my collection of it in Fantasy Flight, and I missed out on a couple of expansions. But as soon as Pegasus Spieler done the reprint, I picked them all up straight away. So I never had any problems. And now they're very rare as themselves as well. So, yeah. George says they don't change the rules fundamentally because they are interested for not hard strategic board gamers, but casual ones. Yeah. Oh, sleeve the cards. Okay. Should I sleeve the cards? The game gets played about, the physical version gets played maybe once every 2 years. I don't think I'm too worried about sleeving the cards. The amount of money and time to sleeve all those cards, but, for only playing it physically once in a blue moon.
They would be perfectly preserved. Perfectly preserved, mate. Think about it.
Well, to be honest with you, a couple of my expansions haven't even been de-plasticed, so they haven't even been taken out of their plastic. So, yeah.
So he's just waiting to sell them on eBay 10 years down the line for free grand.
No, it's just I've spent everything for sleeping mine. Okay, cool. Sleeving, you
nice.
Mean. Yeah,
sleeving.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, if you get it out, if you've got a regular group going, I can imagine sleeving them because they need to be shuffled.
Yeah. I once there's a friend of ours that we know who we played the game with a few months ago, and I remember one time because we did a board game club of our own many years ago. He brought out a game that he had just purchased, and we set it up, and it was in the pub. So of course, you got pints on the table. And as we're playing the game, something happened. I go, whoa, that's so cool. My arm goes out. It knocks over a drink. The beer just covered everything. the whole fucking game was covered in beer. And he was not happy. He was not a happy boy. But you know what? After that moment, ever since then, he sleeved all his cards. He sleeved every game that he ever brought along. He did it.
So you cost him loads of extra money in time. Yeah, well done.
What? It was his choice. It was his choice to sleeve the cards. All I did was just initiate the reaction that would cause the prognosis for sleeving your goddamn board games. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about leaks and overflowing stuff, I might have to take a leak myself. So, do you want to? Are you going to hold down the fort, or do you want to break?
I'll hold down the fort. I don't need
minutes?
to. I'm actually drinking a leak right now. That sounds really bad. Oh my god. I'm having a pint. I'm having a pint, folks. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all fine.
Okay. We'll be back in 2 seconds then.
2 seconds. Okay. 1, 2. Anyways, you get the idea. Drink it. Don't ask Jamie. We're having pints at the tavern. Don't mind if the drink is yellow. Sort of, maybe. You know, look. We run an establishment. It's Taverns and Tavern, but we're not owned by a company. We don't run it professionally. We just kind of, we just make do. We have a bar, but you can't buy anything. Just deal with it. It's all good. Don't worry. Have your pints. Enjoy your drinks. It's all good. Yeah, we're back. Exactly, George. We're back. But it's been a great time here, folks. I hope you enjoyed those videos there. Those are some of the videos we had on the cards for tonight. Great content creators, as because we always watch these guys every now and then. We try and catch up all the latest stuff, and we post it here on our channel. So you know that if we post other or react to other people's content, it's going to be a good time. We do somewhat vet the videos or vet the creators. I think maybe we don't. I actually don't remember anymore. But it's good content nonetheless. That's what we care about. The videos are good fun. It's been good. So as we mentioned before, hang on, Zods, do you find partners enjoy Talisman physically? I mean, how do you mean there, George? Because there's two ways I'm thinking of that question. I'm going to go with the friendly one and just say, yes, Glenn and I used to live quite close to each other a couple of years back, and we also knew a few folks in the area who were interested in playing Talisman. So we did get a couple physical games together for quite a while before. This is like pre-COVID era. It was good fun overall. Unfortunately, Glenn, right before COVID hit, moved back to his home kind of area of Norwich, and ever since then we've just been playing digitally, at least with each other. Since then, I've not really... I have introduced Talisman to a few people, but everyone who I played it with just has ended up not really kind of having the game click in their head, and they've just moved on to other stuff, and it's like, you can't please everyone. So... Yeah, it's a tough one. To be honest with you, it's because I enjoyed it so much when I was younger. It's one of the first kind of... I think it was the first board game that I got introduced with the some of the people I went on to start playing things like Dungeons and Dragons and doing a lot of role playing with. So I remember crashing out essentially with about 5 other friends around somebody's house over the entire weekend playing Talisman. It would have been the first and second edition. And getting introduced to loads of folk, like nerdy folk, all into board games, all into role-playing games, and that probably gave me my first, most formative introduction into to that kind of environment. I really enjoyed it. So I do have a soft spot for all things Talisman because of that. But also, I have, and also now Zod has as well, spent a lot of time refining strategies and tactics in Talisman, still misreading cards, still making mistakes. Naturally. But when you get to know the cards and at least, get a good feel for it, then you don't have to think too much. You can come up with different strategies in the hopes that you can just refine your chances of winning. I have to say, I think because of that, I
I definitely win more games than I lose nowadays as a result. So touch wood. But when I do lose, I tend to crash out quite heavily because normally it's because of a result of really, really shitty bad rolls and bad card pulls. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad
I landed on. What was that?
Go on.
Glad I found Digital Talisman. Yeah, I'm glad you found it as well, Jamie. It's a great game. Yeah,
it's a fantastic game, mate. I'm assuming you've got the 4th edition because that's free on Steam, as I mentioned. So if you don't have that, go and grab it because it may not be. Well, I mean, it will still be around for a while, but you never know. You never know. We've seen a few other digital games with Talisman get taken off the stores. There was Talisman Prologue and Talisman Origins, which are both single-player experiences. They were both taken off the Steam store, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, new people who are interested can't really play those anymore. But I got a copy! Yes! Yes!
We still need to. I still need to go back to Nomad and see if they can give me some form of access to that so that we can do some of that online. That would be so much fun. So George is saying, I landed on the chapel as a pirate yesterday. Yes, I think I did. I can't remember what happened. I don't think I got anything really, really bad done to me. I did manage to land on the Lost City in the Highlands Low and roll a double 1, which was really annoying because that's -1 craft. Yeah, that was quite annoying. What else are they saying there?
So Jamie's like 4th edition is the only version he's played. So cool, nice. And George has said, 5th edition is coming to PlayStation soon. Yes, that's right. They have Nobody's announced that they are going to release 5th edition for the consoles in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. They are working on that, which is good to see. They're just following the same thing they did for 4th, which is cool.
Yeah, it's all good. So because we're not going to take a break, do you want to should we just talk about what we're doing with Nomad? Because actually, to be honest with you, the baton is still with us a little bit because both Lord Zods and I have been offered an opportunity by Nomad Games, who do the digital versions of Talisman, to help them with teaching new players or newish players, sort of beginner. You don't have to be fresh in the trading college, but someone who maybe is still trying to find their feet in Talisman, and they need to play some, let's just say, less complicated games and just want to play base sets or just interesting games with people who are not going to strangle them to death in the first 10 rounds. So get back to the point. Very, very soon, and we're still trying to come up with ideas of what that might look like. We're going to be given a small little corner of the Nomad Talisman Discord server space, which is going to be the Bath Road Boys, basically Talisman Tavern area training kind of academy. So we're going to be hosting and helping you all host a whole bunch of, at the moment, 5th edition games, I believe. I think that's what we're aiming for. I think basically we're going to be mainly doing 5th edition games, but obviously if you want to host a 4th edition game on the beginner side, no one's going to complain about that either. That's going to be perfectly fine. But bearing in mind, the whole idea of this small little corner that they're going to be kind of creating for us once we get our asses into gear and tell them exactly what we want, is all going to be, all of it's going to be surrounding the idea of you've just started Talisman, you want to play a full game, and you don't want to feel too out of your depth. So we're going to be going in there. It'll either be me and Zods together, or me on my own, or Zods on his own, or we're just going to be setting up the games and just watching over and commentating and helping you along if you've managed to get it. But yeah, the idea is to hopefully just get a few of you playing some of the more simplistic forms of Talisman until you get confident and you play with some of the pros, because it is a lot of pro players there in the Nomad server.
Quite a few. Absolutely.
And and that can be quite torturous sometimes to people who've only just started playing with Talisman.
Yeah. from my experience when playing Talisman online, a lot of the pro players like to, when they see that you're fresh blood, they like to go, "Oh, hey there, fella, I'm playing with all the expansions enabled. You seem to be my next victim." Ha ha ha. And it can be very unforgiving, and you have no idea what's going on, and before you know it, it's just like, why am I even bothering this? And you move on. And that's not the kind of onboarding process we want for people who are new to Talisman. We actually want to show them how it works, how the ropes dangle, how you climb up them, and how you attain victory by getting to the top. So
George says the commentating will be exciting. Yeah, I can see how we can make that work. We could easily arrange a few games, and we'll just get them to share their live screen, and then we'll be in the voice chat with them. And as they're making their moves, we'll be asking them questions. We'll be obviously having a bit of fun with them, pretty much like we do on these live streams and when we play games with everybody else. And and we'll be hopefully be able to, if Nomad Games allow us, we'll be recording them as well, or recording some of them.
Yeah,
and
you know what? You know what, George? I actually agree with Jamie. It can get overwhelming when you're playing with the AI. If you're just playing against the AI, it can get very overwhelming very fast because the AI doesn't care whether or not you're keeping up. It just goes. It just goes and goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
It just wants to win, and it wants to beat you to a pulp, and it doesn't care, you know. And you can have thoughts and opinions on that, on how Noma decided to design that, but you know, if you're trying to learn the game, yeah, it's also great.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, we've clearly identified, and I'm sure some of you have, who are either beginners or maybe you're kind of semi-pro yourself, who played many years. Is the beginning part of Talisman is pretty much the hardest part. No one's going to go out there and just buy the board game analog, set up, and start forcing their friends to play, because as we know, they'll get through one game and probably never come out again. So they are trying, most of you are trying this on the digital version first. Now, how do you get a game digitally if you're a beginner? You have to play the AI. And therefore, you get into that situation, which Jamie's saying, it is overwhelming because AI goes at breakneck speed and doesn't explain anything that's going through their heads. So if you do a bit of that and you go and you manage to enjoy the game long enough to go onto maybe the servers, the Euro servers or the American servers, and try and hunt people out for games, good effing luck on that one. You are going to get hung out to dry. They won't play with you unless you've got almost all of the expansions switched on. It'll be very lucky for you to find somebody who's just got only maybe one or two expansions switched on. And normally what would happen to them is they would turn up, they'd create a game, and nobody would join them, or they would just constantly jump on and off the game until they get so annoyed they just quit. And that is generally that is the experience for most, I would say, beginners. So when we started doing Talisman Tavern, I went on the Euro servers quite a lot, just playing with some very basic 4th edition running games. At first, the other players were taking the piss a little bit, going like, why haven't you got this on? Why have you not got on that on? Why have you not got this on? And that was like really, really annoying. And I just said to them, we're recording a Talisman game. If you want to play. If you don't, go find somebody else. Find another a complicated game. Over time, over months, we're almost up to a year now. We've built up a bit of a reputation now, so that when we do turn up and we are recording, they all know it's going to be bloody fun. And that's the key. Is this game going to be fun? Are you just here just to play a quick half an hour, 1.5 hour game where you get to rush to the end? Great. Sometimes we love doing that too. Do you want a couple of hours, a 2.5 hour game where you're going to get to know each other a little bit and have a bit of fun? Great. We love doing that too. So yeah, we're hoping to be able to pass that passion on to a bunch of beginners on the Nomad server and just see how it goes. We don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know how we're going to get the word out there. I'm guessing we're going to build a little bit of space there, Zods. This is what's probably going to have to happen. We're probably going to build a little bit of space. We're going to find maybe a small section of newbies and beginners who just want to play the base sets. Okay,
interesting. George here says, it's easy to learn. Okay, when it comes to the fundamentals of how Talisman as a game works, I agree with you. It's very easy. You simply roll a dice, move to the space, you resolve the encounter, or you resolve with an adventure card or a character, you move on to the next person. So yes, in terms of the game mechanics, yes, you're right. It's very easy. In terms of the actual strategies and the overall meta, that's a different beast. That's a different beast, mate. You can learn how the game works and functions, and that's easy. However, that's not going to help you to win, because you're still going to have no idea what the hell you're doing. Even if you are rolling the dice, you're moving your character, you're putting a card. Oh, okay, I've got this thing going on. Okay, I guess I'll do it this way. You might think that's okay with the way you're doing it. Every other player who's played Talisman for 10, 20 years is going like, no, what are you doing? Oh, dude, you got a spell. Use your spell. What's going on? You got an item. Dude, you know, everyone's screaming at you saying like, no. Like, you're going to get absolutely screwed if you play it that way. Here's a different way to play it. And that's what we're hoping to provide to you guys through the games that we played through this channel and through the history we've had with this game. We're hoping to be able to give you some insight into that. Would that be the right thing, Glenn, would you say?
Yeah, just you're making the thought process more open. Because we play against a lot of people who've been playing for years and really, like, even, you know, way better players than we are, who play a better game, but still sometimes find themselves on the sharp end of a sword or an axe from one or both of us. But yeah, it's all in the thought process. So these other players, they've been doing it for so long, it's second nature to them. But if you just started, you have a whole bunch of cards to understand.
Now,
and if
no, finish your thought, mate. Sorry.
No, I'm finished. I'm finished. Yeah.
Okay. So what I was going to say is another big aspect. Well, a big aspect of the kind of strategy, the meta, is knowing the cards, right? Because if you're a new player and you're just putting cards, whether it be from the base game or from the expansions, any one of the corner expansions, etc., you have no idea what's coming up. You're just going to bring a card. Oh, it's another enemy. Oh, okay. I guess I'll just defeat it and then trade it in as a trophy. And, you know, in a lot of cases, that works out. You know, if you're doing well and you're putting cards and you're building strength and the craft and things, great. However, there are other ways of quickly getting into the middle of the game and beating the game without having to go through the traditional route, which you will see a lot of players do. So the reason why Glenn likes to say, oh, I want to ban the city, I don't want to play the city of you guys anymore because you keep doing this strat. There's a reason why people, when the city is enabled, they go for it. They get in there and they try and get the good stuff. It's because they know what's in the city. They know what the rewards are if they can pull off the strategy that they're aiming for. And that is another reason, folks. It does mean that you're either going to have to either learn from someone playing the game, like us, for example, or you're going to have to sit down and read the bloody cards. Actually spoil yourself in that way a little bit. Or just play those games until you figure it out. But hopefully we can show you, this is why I'm doing this. This is what I'm aiming for. And you can hopefully follow along with that. And that might inform you better when you're playing the game.
Yeah. And also for 4th and 5th edition, we every now and again, we do what we call speed runs or speed challenges. And the idea is to take one character against one AI on the base board, no expansions, 0 expansions. You choose your character and you randomize the AI. And the idea is you've got to get into the Crown of Command and win the game as fast as you possibly can. And we put a set amount of round limit on that of 30 rounds. In 4th edition, you can set that round limit and off you go. In 5th edition, you just have to play to that 30 rounds. And if you don't get into the center to win the game by the 30th round, then the speed challenge has failed. Doesn't mean you don't, that you should quit. You should probably just end the game the way you want to. But the speed challenges or the of Talisman or the speed runs really, really refine your thought process on why you do certain things. when we first started doing the speedrun challenges, I realized I was actually really, really good at them because that's normally how I play the game anyway. I normally try to speedrun the game. Whereas if you take, say, another player that we play quite often with called Slinky, she never speedruns. She always is probably one of the last people to even attempt the middle. So long as nobody else has done it, she will probably win. So she wins more often than not because she has either a sneaky way to get up in the middle, or she waits until she has absolutely everything, all her ducks in a row before she does it, which makes, when she goes for the middle, quite a tough decision for everybody to try and take her on or not. But me, I might have already attempted to get in the middle about 2 or 3 times before she's tried it. And if I win, I win. If I don't, most of the time, no one, I'm probably not going to get back in there. So yeah, again, there's so many different strategies, so many different challenges. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, again, another thing. Oh, hang on. There's people saying stuff in the chat. Hang on. It's been lots of actually to figure out what I'm doing. Strategy playing cards a good time. Jamie, see the log to read the cards the AO players just played. Yeah. You can click on the log, and that gives you the history of the full game. That's quite useful in some cases to figure out what the hell's just happened. Yeah. Thanks for advice. I'll just pause more often than I am. Yeah. Look, dude. If you don't know what you're doing, don't rush through the game thinking, it's all just random. No. There is strategy to it. Take your time. Learn the game. When you're presented with cards, or when you're presented with a scenario of someone casting spells or whatever, if you're able to, if the game lets you, because Digital Edition does time you on certain things like spell casting, but if you're able to, take your time with it, figure out what's on the board, who you're playing against, like character wise, what the goal is, what the ending is. All these things factor into what you should be aiming for, right? So definitely take your time with it if you're trying to learn the game. Absolutely. What I was going to say is we've played a lot of games with people online where, as you mentioned, Glenn, they go for the long haul. They go for like the build-up. They aim for 20 strength, 20 craft, or something ridiculous like that. I just want to say now, you do not need 20 strength and 20 craft to win the game. You don't. Glenn here, and I'm pretty sure I have as well at one point, we have both proven that you can win the game with 6 strength or 7 strength. Like, we're talking newbie numbers when it comes to building your character. You can still win the game on very low stats. It's possible. Yes, there is luck to it. Absolutely, you can do it. Mm-hmm. Or it may not just be luck. It may just be pure strat. If you can get an item that allows you to get spell from one space to another very quickly, and then proceed to the middle and just win the game like that, it's absolutely possible. You can do it.
Yeah, so George says, as the Minotaur, I reached the crown in 10 rounds. Now, whenever we do these speed runs, it's always a race to the crown, so you don't have to fight anything in the middle. I'd be interested what edition you did that as a Minotaur, George. But you have to be quite, like, the Minotaur is really powerful. However, you have to be, for you to get in the 10 rounds, it is definitely possible. It is possible. However, I'm going to put a big however. You start with a strength of 4 with a Minotaur. You can roll 1 dice, add 6 to that to punch through the Sentinel. But bearing in mind, you still have to make it through not the mines, through the crypt, and you still have to make it past the werewolf. The Minotaur, you don't get any additional strength against the Minotaur. Against the werewolf. So if you did do it in 10 rounds, then you must have got really lucky on your card pulls. You must have literally built up maybe 3 or 4 strength and very quick. I went to, right, okay, you went to the Highlands first. Yeah, so whenever we do speed challenges, we don't play with anything other than the base set, the base game. So there's no Highlands normally in our speed runs. But yeah, I could see you doing it. You could literally rush down, beat up the, you could absolutely rush down the Highland as fast as you possibly can. Maybe picking up, what was it? I forget the name of the follower that gives you 2 dice rolls in up movement in the Highland. If you pick that up, added those strength rolls to your, It could be the Pathfinder. It might be the Pathfinder. But if you added that to your strength for your move for your attack strength as a Minotaur, you would blitz down the Highlands. You'd beat up the Eagle King, immediately hopefully pick up Arkel, teleport to the Portal of Power. By that time, hopefully you've got maybe 6 strength, maybe if you're lucky, and then if you've got an item, maybe one of those magic charms, or you've got something to help you break through the door, then yes, you could win in 10 rounds. I could see it. Absolutely. The weapon, hunter, follower, and yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. A weapon, hunter, follower. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah.
I think the fastest we've ever done is 14 rounds with the Assassin in 5th edition.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think I've got a 14 round. It might be 16 rounds.
Crazy. You went crazy with the Assassin.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat that. You got super lucky with that. Super lucky with that.
That is actually on our channel. Maybe we should put that link in there.
Yeah. Well, if you can if you have a video, upload it.
I'll have a quick look. I should be able to find it. So you guys can have a look at it. I'm pretty certain.
So guys, you're cluing in. George, you are cluing into what we're talking about here. So this is one of the things, right? Is if you're playing, let's say you're playing as a troll, for example, your strategy as a troll should be to aim for a strength build. So you should be trying to encounter enemies or gaining items that are going to build up your strength very, very quickly as soon as you can, right? Now, if the game works out, that doesn't always work out in the same. I've played a troll character once where I got more craft than strength, which is very bizarre, but it can happen. And if it does happen that way, then you might decide, actually, you know what? Even though I'm the troll and I've somehow got more craft and strength, I might just decide to go down the craft route. Because at that point, you may as well just embrace what you've already built up. If you're playing as a troll, your general strategy should be strength. But if it happens to be that, oh, no, I am actually a craft troll, then go for the craft. Do it. Absolutely go for it. If you can see a way to do that quickly, where you're not going to let other players get in front of you, then do it. And also, the benefit of the craft is that if you get it high enough, you then have the ability to cast spells as well. Which is huge in Talisman. Being able to cast spells is huge because you can counterspell other spells. You can affect other players. There's a lot of variety with spell casting, which is untapped by normally strength build characters like Patrol. So,
yeah, I just dropped that link. It is the Assassin. It's 5th edition, 16 rounds, and that video lasts 12 minutes. That is, by the way, whenever we do these speedrun challenges, they are recorded, but they are not edited. So that 12 minutes is exactly the length of the game that I played. Literally, I entered it. I've done an introduction. You'll see the video. Let's get this game going. I made the choice and then literally launched straight into the game. There's no cut down edits to reduce the time. It is the game pure.
Purely the game, basically. Yeah.
So actually, the game probably only lasted 8 minutes. I've got 8 minutes to get into the Crown of Command and win.
See, you can win the game of Talisman in 8 minutes, folks. You don't have to spend 4 hours playing a game to do it. You can do it in 8 minutes.
We do think the Assassin's probably the best one for it. You've got to make your way through you've got to get through either the crypt or the mines, lol. And that is your biggest challenge as the Assassin.
I think with a spellcaster, it's a lot more difficult to succeed a speed run. Yes, it does depend on what spells you got, though. It is quite. I'll tell you what. With a spellcaster, it's a lot more situational.
I did a real fast run with a druid. I'm pretty certain.
You might have done. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You did that.
I don't think it's in the. It's not in the Tavern ones. I think it's in my own personal speedrun challenges. Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty certain it is. So I'll check that. Maybe Hold on, let me just. I'm pretty certain. I think I've done my fastest spellcaster is the druid. I'm pretty certain for that one.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's in your channel, Glenn. That one.
It is on my channel. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just saying it's in your channel.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I was just saying that. So, let's have a speedruns. Because I got a whole host of new speedruns on there. I'm pretty certain it was the druid. Let's have a look very quickly.
But yeah, folks. Yeah, we are going to be doing some. As we mentioned before, we're going to be doing some tutorial sessions. So if you want to learn the game with us, we will be announcing how we're going to do it very soon, and mainly through the Nomad Games, but also for our own server. So, subscribe to both of those if you haven't already. We're going to be guiding you through that and showing you the ropes, how to win games with Talisman. Or at least like give you a better strategy in doing so.
George is right. It was on my channel. It's 25 rounds druid, which I was quite happy about. So I got underneath that third round. So that's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, we cannot beat the actual world record speed run of a speed run, which is 4 seconds. I think is what you said when you found the video. It's a 4 second speed run.
It is 4 seconds.
Game.
Yeah, because if you're just taking it in the purest form of a speedrun, and the purest form would be to win the game, essentially, just to win the game, you have to play it against one other person. And what happened in that game? Yeah, so what happened in that game is they had the Reaper on, they played against AI, so they moved their character, they rolled a 1, they moved the Reaper, landed on the opponent, the AI, and immediately killed it dead in 4 seconds. That was it. Done.
Speedrun.
Can't beat that. Yeah. Yeah, so when we decided to do our speed challenges, we decided we're going to make it a very strict set of rules and play to a set of rules. So you could actually not just speedrun, and to be honest with you, speedruns are generally taking the Mickey out of the system to try and get it, to get a edge. Which that speed run essentially is what it did. It took the Mickey a bit. We decided to do it for reasons of training and becoming better at the game, giving everybody the same kind of chances.
Yeah, well, you're pushing the system to its limit. You're trying to push the system to get what you needed to do. And it's not exactly designed for that, but it's hilarious nonetheless. And also, you can actually make it work. You can actually, if the system gives you enough good opportunities, you can absolutely do it. You can beat the game in less than 30 rounds. Well, I've done it. Glenn's done it. So it's possible.
So, I hate to break up a party, but I know that you've got to be up early in the morning, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like this evening we're going to get to play a game, which is a shame. But we are going to go on Discord for maybe 10 or 15 minutes after this.
Yeah.
If that's okay. Yeah.
We'll stick around for one more drink. Well, hang on. Wouldn't speedrun be in a different category? So yeah, that's the reason why we stopped doing them. So we realized actually speedrun means obviously as soon as you start, you hit the timer, you go, and when you finish, you stop the timer, and that's your speedrun time, basically. We realized that's what we realized that's what was meant by a speedrun, and it technically didn't really make any sense with the way we were doing it, which was, no, you've got 30 rounds to beat the game. If you can't beat it in 30 rounds, you lose. If you do beat it in 30 rounds, let us know, tell us the record, the character, etc. So we came off it because we didn't really have time to think of like another way, something else to call it, and
well, we had speedrun challenge, so instead of calling it, so it's all a speed challenge, but that we added the challenge wording so that it wasn't just a straight up speedrun. But yeah, I still do it from time to time. In fact, I've done a triple speedrun only just recently, didn't I? So
I think you did. Yeah.
We published. Yeah, I published a triple speed run on just recently. I can't remember how well I did on that. I think I might have completed the speed run twice. It might in those threes, which I might at least once anyway. I know I got one win. So yeah, it's quite fun. Love it. Yeah, it's all good stuff. But yeah, you guys will have to check it out and give it a go yourself. But yeah, so we're still gonna me and Zods, we still need to talk about how we'd like this little corner on the Nomad server would look. It can't be too different because they're just not going to let us run riot. However, we need to make it, we need to make it different so that people can find it. That's it's going to be tough to do. But yeah, I'm still drinking. So anyway, if you're if you're still in the bar, if you're still hanging around, please get up to the bar, order yourself another drink. We're going to be here for a little bit longer
another one
before we disappear off to Discord for a little bit. That's what we normally do after a live streaming session. If you've never been here before, do it. We normally disappear off to the bar area in Discord afterwards, just for voice chat, essentially.
Yes.
But you don't have to have voice chat if you don't want it. You can just talk in the messages, or you can just do whatever you want to do.
Oh, invite to channel? Is that what it is? Oh. Is that what we're doing? Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So hang on, invite to channel. Oh, that's what I should have been doing this whole time. What have I been doing? Oh my god. Okay. I didn't realize you could do this in Discord. Okay. That latest link I just sent will give you a direct link, I think, to the bar voice chat. If you want to join us in there for a point or 2 points, or just for a little chat. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's what you can do. But yeah, join us if you feel like chatting to us after the stream. Absolutely, you're more than welcome to join the bar chat. We'll be heading over there in a moment, and you can we can have a little private chat and just have some fun. It's all good. But otherwise, I think, is there anything else to mention? I don't think there's anything else that's worth announcing tonight. Would you say?
No, there's a few things. I mean, we've got to keep on mentioning, like we said at the very beginning, mentioned very soon in the December 5th or the 6th on a Saturday evening, we're going to be doing live streaming in physical board game in the southwest in the UK with Paul Grogan of Gaming Rules.
There we go. Yes.
And also John New of Talisman Island is going to be there as well. So that's going to break the Talisman net. Hopefully we'll get him a whole host of new viewers to his channel. Basically, we're going to be asking you all to set aside a couple of hours and watch us play Talisman Nemesis. It should be really fun. You know what Lord Zods and I are like? We are definitely going to set his gaming room alight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to...
Excellent commentary.
We're going to blow the dust off of his board games. We're actually there the whole weekend playing other board games, so we'll tell you roughly what we'll be doing when we know it, but we're going to keep on mentioning it just to make sure you make time for that, because it's going to be fun. What else we're going to do? Yeah, so you now know we're going to be going on Nomad server very soon. Yeah, bring the toad down.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of other things which we're still kind of holding on to that might actually happen, but not worth mentioning right now. Tomorrow we've got a new premiere, the second part of that very long game that we played, started playing yesterday. That's fun. You've got to watch the end of that. If you haven't seen the first part of it, please have a watch of that. Yeah, cheers, Jamie.
Yeah, cheers, Jamie. Great. Thank you very much for sticking around watching the stream tonight. We've got a lot more content coming out in the pipeline, and also, as I mentioned, we've got the channels, the Discord channels, where we're going to be helping people out with Talisman. Absolutely, you're more than welcome to follow us on the Discord, on the YouTubes, and to join us during those occasions as well.
I think you'll see a little bit of Thanos, but I go a little bit more off-piste with my referencing this time, George. I think you'll find it quite fun. It's Yeah, it's a bit
Goes
fun.
off piece, folks. He goes off piece. Oh my goodness, crazy. It's ridiculous. It's good. Nice.
Apart from that, we don't mind actually saying. I think we mentioned this last live stream that we're doing analytically. Thanks, George. Thanks. We really love putting out the content. We've actually just started for the very first time. We mentioned it only just the other day. For the last couple of weeks, we've only just started seeing slight changes to the analytics coming through from our very, very small, very niche,
it's looking very promising.
YouTube channel.
Very
and
promising.
It's actually looking very promising. So when we say that is we're not getting tons of new subscribers. We're not getting tons and tons of
We'd love to, but we're
new
not.
links.
We are seeing an uptick in viewership and people being interested in the content.
Kevin Love's here.
Hey!
Cheers, Kevin.
Hey,
Hopefully
Kev,
you've been
how's it
enjoying
going?
if you've been watching. Yeah. So when we say the changes, well, because the amount of content we've put out there, obviously we've been adding to at least 1 or 2 bits of content every single week for the last 8 months almost now, maybe more. Gradually, some of that content is getting watched or rewatched by people who return,
Yes.
and the effect of that is that we are getting way above the watch hours that we should really be getting for such a small channel. That's really great. That means people are sticking around and watching the content. Some of you are watching it all the way to the end, which we absolutely love, by the way. And some of you are commenting and liking and potentially sharing as well. And we are seeing a above average viewership for such a small channel as well.
Jamie says in the Discord, is there anywhere you announce your streams and content? There is, Jamie. On the Discord, there is you should see a category called the Mental Stage. And in there are 2 text chats. One's called New Videos from the Tavern and another is Streamer Strength Spotlight. So they are our 2 primary channels for posting new content. That's new videos, new live streams, and also for our other collaborators to also post their stuff as well, if you're interested in their content. If you don't see that, if you don't see it for whatever reason, you may need to fulfill the your role, essentially. So if you look at the top of the Discord, you should see channels and roles, and in there's a question: what brings you to the Talisman Tavern? It should have been asked to you when you first joined, but if you tick to watch Talisman, then those channels should appear. And then there you go. Sorted.
Cheers. Thanks for that, George. Excellent. You're gonna just
and force my grandparents to fully see your videos.
Yeah. So we actually didn't put out a link to say that we were going to be live streaming this evening. We did it all at the last moment because we were supposed to do our premiere. We were supposed to do a premiere this evening, but decided to put it off till tomorrow. So we didn't want to miss out on doing our weekly live stream, so we decided just to hold it tonight. We had some stuff to talk about, some videos to react to, and so we just thought we'd go for it. But normally you get probably about 12 hours, I would say. Normally we get a warning that there's going to be a live stream probably about 12 to 10 hours before it goes out. And then you'll see the actual YouTube video come up and the countdown maybe about 4-6 hours before. Yeah.
George says his grandparents are 84,000. Is that 84,000?
No, 84 and 98, I guess.
84 and 98 years old. They can do it. Okay, I was going
Unless
to
they're Master Yoda and 8,500 years old.
Watch Talisman, I can. Yee. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Nice, George. Well, we appreciate that. Yeah, get your grandparents watching 24/7. That'd be great if you could do that. No,
It's all good. It's all good.
But no, it's been great. Again, folks, join us on the Discord chat. The links are there in the chat if you want to join us. We'll be on there momentarily, but I think other than that, I think that's all good for tonight. What I will say is the next live stream will absolutely get a game in, so we're back to the usual shenanigans.
Yeah, you never know. We might that something might open up over the weekend or the early time where we just go live. So there's always a possibility that we'd just go. We're doing nothing of an evening, and we want to do a little bit of Talisman, and we figure, let's just do a little bit of live stuff, and that's what we'll do. But not often. Sometimes we'll do that.
Sometimes, not all the time,
Jamie.
but sometimes. Yeah, cheers, Jamie. Thank you very much. If you're feeling brave, join us in the bar, have a drink, have a chat. But again, otherwise, folks, have a good one. We'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Well, we got the premiere tomorrow. Oh yes, premiere tomorrow. Don't forget that. 8:30 p.m. is the premiere. That'll be part 2 of Glenn's adventure with some crazy shenanigans.
Talisman and Taxes. Yeah, the Merchants Guild ending with 3 other players. Very nice.
Yes, absolutely. George was in that as well. George is in that. No, was it George? No, what we're talking about.
No, George wasn't in that one.
Sorry, not George. No. Clive and what's his name?
Clive
Phil
and Philip.
Clive and Phil.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry about that, George. I wish you were in that game. That you made it absolutely chaotic. I imagine, but otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.
What's GPT? Ooh. I don't know.
GBT?
Yeah.
I don't know what GBT is. Great British time? Oh, mate, great.
Yes.
Great
British time.
Yes. Yeah, just figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
GMT is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's GMT. Yeah. Absolutely.
GMT. Yeah. See, 8:30 p.m. GMT. Absolutely. Yeah. So check us out on there.
Stick around for a couple of minutes. We're going to be in chat while we're going on to Discord as well. So don't feel free. Don't feel like you got to leave with your drinks in hand into the cold night. Take your time, drink your drinks down, and we'll see you very soon. If not,
very soon,
folks.
See you very soon. Otherwise, have a good night. If you're not going to join us, see you later. See you in the next one. Bye. 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 Bye.
See ya.